play a video.
Through anymore.
I can slightly hear it.
Oh wait a minute, it might be me.
Oh, there we go.
That auto music thing doesn't kick in for some reason.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's gone.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I thought there was a button I could press to make it always be on with a certain noise, but not to. So Simone, if you look at us starting now, we have a video playing.
Okay. Having a look.
Just want something different. Should play is see, if I was more organised, actually what I could do is if you tell me what games you played, I could almost put in a YouTube gameplay or game list of all the games we played.
Oh yeah, like almost a compilation.
Compilation, yeah.
One day would be more organised.
Just when you thought it was over.
It gets really good.
It gets really good even about the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, I think. If you could tell me what games you played, I can just chuck them into a playlist. Not this week. Hello, Noel.
Can you hear us?
Do you like the video?
Cool.
We've been shaking up, I'll start with it.
I'm quite enthralled with this grounded video.
It's cool, isn't it? How does it look on stream, Cole? I don't know.
Music is
Music
echoing,
echoing,
it
yeah.
says.
It does do that. It's because it's coming. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, if I did this.
Ah, yep. Makes sense. Ah, okay. Ah. Man, who would have thought streaming would be so so hard? Lee's had to mute himself so that you can hear the music. It doesn't double up. He was just explaining Noel why he has to do that. It's all very technical and jargony, so I don't think you care unless you do care. In which case, ask Lee after the podcast what he means. Hashtag stay around and watch the whole show.
I heard the intro.
Yep. So we're just going to have background music the whole podcast. Nice. Hey, look at that. And it works. Brilliant. That's I love it. Okay, Leo will fix it in post. So I'll clap to know that this is where it starts. I don't think that came through. I'm just going to say the word clap. Clap.
Clap.
That's hilarious. Right, let's begin. But Carl, you say, what games have you been playing? Do we have an answer for you? It's called Game Face, and you're listening to an episode right now. We're going to tell you about all the games we've been playing this week on Xbox. I'm joined by Lee and Simone, and we're recording on a fantastically warm Saturday. How are you guys doing? Mr. Lee? Yeah, it is indeed. Yes, indeed. I sound a little bit croaky. And apparently it's going to get to 27 degrees today. So I reckon, man, at some point we got to head towards the beach or do something outside.
Yeah, something.
No, you want to be in the sun for a little bit to get some brownness on you so that you look healthy and not so translucent. And then you can, go back inside to the air-conditioned room where the Xbox is.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was muted then, so no one heard what I said. My brilliance was not heard on the stream.
That's okay. They'll just have to listen to the podcast to figure out what you did
right.
say.
That's what the question was. Yes. There you go.
Oh, we should just permanently have one of us muted so that
Just
people who
randomly.
listen to the stream just would be like, what did they say? Was that joke funny? And then they have to listen to the podcast.
And then they go, "Oh no, it wasn't." And everyone's just
Yeah, but-
disappointed.
Double dipping, it pushes our numbers up. We look
I
good.
see.
That's all that matters.
Love it.
As long as we look good. Simone, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Not bad for a early Saturday morning wake up.
Yes, indeed.
It's really not that early, though, is it?
Well, I mean, for
No.
you it's not.
No, I mean, like, it's 9 o'clock's not exactly an early morning, is it?
Yeah, but I mean, I got in at 1 o'clock last night, so...
I was up playing Grounded until about 1:30. And then I was up at 7 with the dog because he was like, "Oh, it's time to get up now." It's like, bro, it's really not.
I must say, Kyle, with we don't usually record in this type of daylight. Your glasses are giving you a very angry shadow. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, it kind of looks like I'm frowning the whole time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it also gives you a monobrow as well.
Nice.
Right.
A
The problem is-
manicured monobrow.
I'm not a kid,
Well, it's a very straight line, you see.
Yes.
It looks like I'm just going to be angry this whole podcast.
Well,
yes,
maybe you are.
It looks like you are.
This could be a very exciting podcast. Maybe I could be the happy one.
I'm angry we had to wake up so early.
How are you, Kyle?
I'm good. A bit croaky. I was out last night jumping around to pirate metal and singing along, and it was great fun with like 4,000 other degenerates.
So nice, isn't it, to be around
Your-
people that yelling at each other?
Oh, it's so good. The last show I went to, the mosh pit there was very angry people in the mosh pit. They went there to hurt themselves and other people.
Yeah.
This show last night, everyone was there to just have fun. So it was respectful and people jumped around and you didn't get bashed in the face too much. It was really good.
Happy
don't-
pirates.
If you don't get an
Very
elbow to
happy.
the eye, though, it's not a proper mosh pit. You
Yeah,
gotta
no,
get at
but
least
I
one
mean-
elbow, especially if someone who's either really tall or really short. They kind of manage to get the elbow in a weird angle.
Yeah, and it just
That's
knocks
awesome.
you in the side of the head.
You're like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks."
Yeah, it's perfect.
Morning.
No, it's good. I mean, if you're jumping around to pirate metal where they sing about zombies eating their pirate ship, you kind of know what type of concert you're in for. It's not super serious. I mean, the lead singer wears a trucker hat and a Scottish dress. What are they
It's
called?
kilt.
A
That's
kilt,
it.
a Scottish
Completely
dress.
forgot.
That's brilliant.
A Scottish dress.
There's a name for a podcast.
It's embarrassing too because Kyle is Scottish.
Oh, you just lost
It's
your
very-
Scottish card there, mate. I think.
It's early.
It's
and
early. Oh, is that your excuse?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've lost all will to be here.
Oh, no.
So no, that was lots of fun. I'm quite stoked. Next up is Friday next week. I've got the whole day off because there's a whole festival of bands starting at 11 in the morning. And so that's going to be my whole weekend is just recovering from that, I think.
That's going to be great.
Man, I'm going to tick off so many bands off the bucket list. It's going to be fantastic.
It's awesome.
Your bucket list will be empty by the end of that.
Then what do you do? Die?
That's a good question. What do you do at the end of your bucket list?
There's
Now
no
it is
point.
time.
It's done.
Well, then I think you can throw the bucket away and just park off.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
No, there's a band that'll probably never ever tour Australia that I will be dying to see. So that'll always be the holy grail of bands to go see. That will just never get you. So
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
The Privateer. They do really good pirate metal. Like, you think Ailstorm is good pirate metal? Ailstorm is like pop pirate metal compared to the Privateer. They're like real good death folk metal. So good.
So, it's heavier than Ailstorm.
Much heavier, much more technical. You know, you get into that mosh pit to cause a fight, like a real pirate.
I see.
Like a real pirate. Okay.
Yes, there's no Sea of Thieves shirts in the crowd for the Privateer gigs. So yeah, but no, lots of fun.
They'd
So-
have, like, Port Royale or something,
Port Royale.
I feel.
No, they're probably wearing the Skull and Bones T-shirt. You know,
Oh,
this mythical
yes.
game
the game that never existed.
Yes, it'll be fantastic if it ever does come out.
If. Yeah.
Well, we can laugh and joke, but maybe it'll be good in 2 years' time when it does come out.
Maybe.
Shrug.
I got onto the beta.
Can you say much about it?
Nothing, because I didn't get in there at the end. But no, I can't say anything anyway. Other than I got a invitation to go on the Vita. I installed the demo, or the beta, and then couldn't connect.
Aw.
Isn't that Ubisoft in a nutshell?
That was just perfect. Yeah, I was like, this is exactly why it's not coming out. It's because it doesn't even turn on when you try and log into it.
Do you think maybe that there's no real game? They've just done a
No.
no connection screen?
They've done literally a load screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the loading and the no connection screen. And they're like, look, a game, you can beta test it. And then no one can connect and they go, oh, yeah, we've got lots of work to do.
It doesn't
We
work.
promise there's a game behind here.
I didn't get an email saying how was your experience, which I wanted to fill in. I never got that. You normally get the like fill in the survey thing. That got lost in the mail as well, surprisingly. So
You're basically just describing Ubisoft. It's
I
fantastic.
know, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
So funny. Oh, brilliant.
So I don't see there's an NDA. You're not allowed to talk about the game, but the fact that I didn't get into the game, is that me talking about the game or not talking about the game? I was a bit confused, so I thought that's why I mentioned it.
Well, I mean, I think the loading screen is not under NDA.
Oh, true. Yeah. So everything after the connection is on NDA.
Well, I mean, that's how I would count it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the loading screen was cool. It was a flag
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. We do like
Flag.
flags.
and some music. Yeah, it's
I
like
like
flags. Flag. Do a podcast on flags.
Oh, well. So, it's
we-
a Saturday.
Should we
It's
talk
warm.
about games we actually got into then? We could
Yeah,
log
let's
into.
talk about games that actually allowed us to connect and play. I mean, it's a wild theory, but I think people are here to listen to that.
Funny. That's hilarious. I like leaving a pause sometimes just to.
Yeah,
Just to make things awkward, Lee.
Exactly.
He likes to be in control, you see, of
That's
the
right.
awkwardness.
Exactly.
When I say it's time to be awkward, it's
No.
time to be awkward. That's Lee.
That's right.
no, Lee doesn't say it's time to be awkward. He just stops talking.
Stops talking,
and therefore it's
and then it
awkward.
just everyone looks and they're like, "Is someone supposed to talk now?" Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
So, today I've got 3 games I want to talk about that I've played this week.
Ooh,
How many are in your list?
I have
guys?
3 too.
Oh, look at that.
I have 2 because one of them's an overlap with yours, Kyle.
Ah, yes. So, essentially, we've all got 3, which is pretty fun.
Yes.
Should we do rock, paper, scissors to see who starts? Or should we go by the most exciting game? In which case, I think I should win.
Oh,
So
well,
sorry, how
go
many
for it
does
then.
Lee have?
3 as well.
Lee has 3.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, I'm going to kick us off with the Persona story, since I'm still playing through Persona.
Oh,
I'm now almost 9 hours into the game.
9 hours in, you're not allowed to use the phrase, I'm still playing. because it's still the beginning.
Yeah, 9
Otherwise,
hours
you're
is
gonna say, I'm
scratching the
still
surface,
playing.
mate.
Yeah.
You're going to be, otherwise you're going to be saying, I'm still playing for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And that phrase
So,
is going to get overused.
I think Neo spent 100 hours in that game to complete it.
Yes. Like, if you rush through the game, skip all the cutscenes, skip everything, it still takes about 70 hours.
Yeah, he
to
didn't
finish
skip it. He said he watched all the cutscenes and kind of got into it.
Nice. It's such a good game. So, 9 hours in, and the tutorial has given up.
Because you're too slow.
No. I
this
think
guy
the
needs
game,
too much help.
Exactly, yeah. They're like, there's no hope for this guy.
The game just decides, right, you're 9 hours in, clearly we're going to stop holding your hand. If you want to read a tutorial, there's a tutorial in the menu system. We're going to give you a tutorial on how to get there. And then if you see a red word, then it's basically, it goes into the tutorial encyclopedia. And the way they've done this is with the
Ooh.
little cat dude. He's like teaching you how to play the game.
He's
and-
cute. I love that voice actor.
He's really funny. So the
Yeah.
cat guy basically says, you know, right, we don't have time to continue to me continuously teaching you. We're just going to jump in and you can figure out things that are underlined in red. And you go, that sounds like a good idea. And then his very next paragraph is just red
Red.
word, comma, red word, comma, red word, comma, red word, comma, red word, word. And it's all just red. And you go, I would love to know more about what these words mean. Can you maybe expand the tutorial just a little bit longer? But he's just like, nope, the tutorial gives up and it's now time to play the game. If you don't read the tutorial nonsense in the menu, good luck.
Does your character actually ask for the tutorial to continue for a bit longer, or was that Kyle?
It was
No,
Kyle.
that's me.
Okay.
Because he suddenly just had a paragraph of red words and I'm like, I know what half of them mean, but I don't know what they mean in relation to the game. Which is quite interesting.
Yep.
So yeah, so it's really fun so far. I'm still in the first dungeon, effectively, and
Okay.
there's
I
this.
heard from Liam that you couldn't save mid-dungeon.
Each dungeon has safe rooms, and so
Okay.
you can go into the safe rooms and you can save. Now the thing I found weird about the save rooms is that the way they treat the save rooms is like almost a point where you can jump out the dungeon. That's the way they talk about it, but I haven't figured out a way to jump out the dungeon and back into real life, because the whole thing
Right.
is you're going into someone's dream effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole point is you go into the safe room, you save your progress in the dungeon, and then you can jump out to real life and, you know, have more conversations while at school and,
Yep.
you know, go close up the shop and visit the vending machine and all sorts of other real life stuff that they do in the game.
So, if you're going into someone's dream, is time playing out slower?
It seems to be,
Okay.
because I've spent a lot of time in this first dungeon,
Mm.
and so far it's still the same day.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
day ends when you finish the dungeon.
The day ends when you go to sleep.
Oh, okay. But, okay. I thought the way Neil was explaining was something with the way the dungeons work. Is you end up doing lots of stuff, do a dungeon, that's the end of the day. You do all the
Okay.
talking and all the chatting and kind of the role-playing bit of it, I guess. And then it will kick you into the end of the day at the end of the dungeon.
Yeah, it's interesting the way that they've split up the game, because clearly you want to be in the dungeon because that's where the action is. But then they've also added a whole bunch of real life stuff where you go to school and you
Yeah.
increase your character's brain powers.
Yeah.
And all
Then
the
you get
rest.
involved in school dramas.
Yes, you do. And I mean,
Do you
who's
join the
being
school
expelled?
musical?
Yeah, this year we're going to regionals.
Woohoo! Regionals! Be the first time in 15 years.
Oh, my word.
We need some more funding.
Oh, my word.
If you join the Glee Club,
Yeah.
you end up going to
You would, though,
regionals.
wouldn't you, Carl? I could see you doing that.
I mean, if the Glee Club was anything like the TV show, it would be fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the TV show is really good.
it's
Well, the
not.
first season's very good.
Yes, because it was unique and
Unique.
different.
And then I was like, I'm
Yeah.
sick of this now, so...
Yeah.
And then 3 seasons in, you go, they just keep singing.
I didn't watch after the first season, so...
Oh, really?
I
Well,
was like, the novelty was there, and I was like, okay, I can see the story now, right. And, yeah.
I can't remember where. It's probably up to season 3 is pretty good, because they do a Michael Jackson episode, which is not in season 1, and they do a Britney Spears episode, which is not in season 1, if I recall. So
Okay.
if you care about that music, I know I do.
Just
I
gone
think the
to
Piano
YouTube.
Man song is not in season 1. So
Okay.
yeah,
So from
it's worth carrying
Persona,
on.
from
Sorry.
Persona to Glee Club.
Ah, that was you. That was all
that was
you,
you.
Kyle.
Yeah, Glow.
Yeah, but that was a funny joke, you have to admit.
I missed the joke. Was there a joke there? I thought you were just talking
Actually,
about being in Glee.
sorry, it was me that asked if you were going to be joining the musical.
So
I
good.
apologize. I mean,
All
but
good.
you could do some K-pop, yeah?
I don't know any
Oh,
K-pop.
it would be a play K-pop club, wouldn't it?
It would be a J-pop.
Or J-pop.
Is
yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah, J-pop's a thing.
Cool.
Wow.
Interesting. So, well, yeah, that's pretty much as far as I've gotten. I'm into the last bit of the first dungeon, and the nice thing about the royal version is that it comes with all the outfits. So,
Ah, yes.
straight out the box, you can dress your characters however you want, which is great fun for me. The problem I have with Persona is that there's no preview. So,
Yeah.
you go into the characters' clothes, you change their clothes, but you can't preview the differences, like what they'll look like. So you have to go into the menu, change the clothes, back all the way out the menu, look at the character. No,
Yeah.
that doesn't suit them. They're in a dungeon, they're fighting for their lives. Why are they wearing their swimsuits?
It's a
Next
shame,
thing.
really. What other game does this?
I don't know, because every other game where you can change outfits and clothes, you get a real-time view of what they're wearing, so that you can decide how cool they look before you continue. So Persona just has a few weird things about it, but otherwise, it's really fun. Every time you fight a different shadow, you can choose to knock them down, and if you get like a critical and you stun them essentially, you can hold them up and basically interrogate the enemy that you're fighting, and you can talk to them and say, give me money, give me items, or give me your power, in which case they
Yeah, so-
become one of the things that you summon.
So you can build different powers by mixing and matching them as well.
Yeah, and then you go into another place where you can get the two shadows that you've got, and you can merge them together. And the way they do that is that they kill the shadows. So
Ah.
the enemies that you've captured into your mask, they get a bag put over their head, and they get put into a guillotine, and the guillotine goes down at the same time, murders the two shadows to build them into one. And then that one kind of goes up levels and has the same powers as the two and kind of mixes and matches. So it's interesting.
How
Once you
interesting.
hold up the shadows and you ask to give your power, each shadow kind of has a personality trait, like timid, cocky, all the rest. And depending on what personality trait they get is how you talk to them. So if a person is like cocky, then they want the funny answers. They will want to join you if they think you're funny. If a person is timid, then you feel sorry for them, and then they join you. So it's so many systems on top of so many systems that you have to just keep thinking about.
So it's like Pokemon. Yeah?
Yeah, you got to kind of catch them all.
Yeah, gotcha.
Except instead of evolving them, you murder them for them
Uh-huh.
to become better.
Yeah, so like the Pokemon's for kids and this is for adults.
Yes, very much so.
More
This is for
guillotines.
adults. More guillotines, more interesting themes. But it's so far lots of fun. The combat, because it's turn-based, it allows you to think a whole lot more. And there's a whole lot of interesting things you can do. So if you target an enemy's weakness, you get one more, so you get another attack. And what you can do with that attack is called a baton pass. And you pass your turn to another character in your party. And when you do that, their attack goes up.
Ah, yeah, cool.
So
What level are you playing this on?
hard, I think.
Okay. I was just curious because I know that Neil's playing it on easy, but it's still kind of not necessarily a challenge, but it's quite interesting doing that. Like actually using your other characters, bringing them into the game. He said it's quite cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's very cool to kind of, when you do the baton pass, the team all works together. So the little cutscene is fantastic because whatever character is doing the baton pass walks up to the other character and like gives them a high five, and it's all very anime. Where like they'll jump up and high five together, and it's like all like tick, 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 tick from different angles as they high five, and then the other person like walks forward all cool and like pulls out their gun or their weapon or something. So
That's very cool.
it's all
it's-
very anime-ish.
And comic booky.
Yeah, very much so. It makes you feel fantastic when you do it. because you're just like, yeah, I'm so cool. Look how cool I am.
Cool.
But yeah, super deep game. I can totally see why it takes so long, because there's just systems upon systems upon systems that you have to remember. You have to do. There's orders to do things.
Yeah, I
So
would
it's-
check the building of the different shadow, whatever skills they're called. I would
Yeah.
see what the best mixes are, so you don't waste them, or don't kind of waste time trying to
Yeah,
work
I
it
would.
out.
I'll get to that point at some point, but I want to first, poke it and see. If
Oh
I
yeah,
can
but at the
figure it out
beginning it's
myself.
fine. But when you sort of get to the end game, it's probably worth working out the best
Yeah, definitely.
builds.
Yeah, especially because it's a Japanese game.
Yeah, you definitely want to min-max it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great fun. And the funniest thing is when you go into people's dreams, you have one of your attacks is a gun, and how you get the guns is you go to a toy shop that sells realistic looking guns, and the whole idea is that when you're in the person's dream, because the guns look real, the shadows believe the guns are real, so the guns are real and the guns work.
Okay.
So you go to the toy shop, and the guy who's selling these replica guns at the toy shop, he's all like, you guys are punks and you noobs and you have no idea what you're talking about. I don't want you hanging around here, because my clientele is of a certain demographic that don't want me selling the stuff to kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so funny. So you basically go in, you get these guns, and then you leave. And he's all very condescending the whole time. He's
Right.
like, he keeps telling you not to use the guns to hold up a convenience store and stuff like that. So yeah. But very cool. As I say, 9 hours in, the tutorial's given up, which is a good sign. It's better than in Final Fantasy 13, where you were 20 hours in, and then the tutorial said, by the way, we're done. Good luck.
So 90 hours to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not too bad. Although this is Carl, so it'll be 120 more like.
Yeah, maybe 150 after I've done
Yeah.
looking at all the outfits.
How's Cyberpunk going?
That's on my list.
Oh, that's exciting.
Indeed. So yeah, since you're being so cheeky, Simone, over to you.
Okay, well, I have 2 games to choose from, and I'm gonna choose the one I'm most excited about to talk about last. Yeah, makes sense.
Finish
Leave the best for
strong.
last.
Finish strong.
Yep.
So, Kyle and I played Halo, and we were achievement hunting this last week because
which Halo?
I'm still.
Which Halo?
Say again.
Which Halo?
Oh.
Just Halo generally?
Halo 2, Kyle.
No, the first Halo.
Halo CE.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Aww.
It's so cool, that game.
I really don't like Halo 1.
Oh, okay.
All the rest are fine. Great. I don't like Halo 1. So yes, we were achievement hunting because I'm still working on my November targets, and Halo Master Chief Collection came out in November.
Oh, yep.
Remind me to talk about the 12 Days of Christmas and the first day.
We don't know what the first day is.
Oh, I thought already someone had talked about what the first day was. It was like complete a 100-hour game or something. I thought that's insane.
No, Michael was just being cheeky.
Oh, that's unusual.
So no, 12 Days of Christmas is not even announced yet, actually. But couple of days. Let's see. Wednesday's the 30th. Sorry. Where is my train of thought?
Halo 1.
How much you
Halo
loved it.
1.
Which you love.
Okay, so the very last chapter, I forget what it's called now, but it involves you driving the warthog,
Yes, the time run
and you
thing.
have 6 minutes. Yes,
Yep.
the kettle run.
The kettle. It's because the kettle's boiling. You need to go and turn off the kettle quickly.
That's right. Yes, 6
Yeah.
minutes, and it blows up.
Yeah.
So the achievement that we were working on involves you hopping in the warthog and throughout your run not being forcibly ejected by either, turning upside down or
Don't crash. Just don't crash.
it's actually crashing's not the hard part. It's flying through the air that's the hard part.
Oh, the landing bit probably is the
The
worst
landing
bit.
is
the landing is
difficult.
always the worst bit of any flying.
That's right. Kyle, how long do you reckon we tried?
Oh, my word.
Oh,
It
really?
was-
So Carl was doing this as well?
it
Yep,
is
and we
so
took turns
hard.
driving.
What? What
Well,
level?
because the idea
What
was
level are you
if we
doing it on?
both.
It doesn't matter whether it's hard or easy.
Oh, so is
The
this
All about the
warthog-
landing.
The warthog does not control any better.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, this is interesting. Because I've completed that a few times that now. The first time it took me a few goes, like a lot of goes, but then once I sussed it out, it was reasonably straightforward.
We can get to the end. It's being forcibly ejected. So if you flip the warthog, you get forcibly ejected.
Yeah, sure, but you don't flip the warthog.
Okay, Lee. Okay, Lee. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna all jump into Halo CE.
Yep.
You're gonna drive.
Yep.
Simone and I are gonna just sit in the car.
Yep.
We're gonna sit in the warthog.
No, so
and you're gonna
what
get to the
happens is you don't wait for anybody. The first thing you do is get warthog, and then you just go. And if you're not in the warthog, then you get left behind. There's no one else in the warthog with you. So you might be playing it wrong. You play it as single player. You play it as I'm ignoring you, and if you don't get in front of me, then you stay and do not walk backwards. Just keep walking.
How will that help?
It means that you don't have to worry about you getting into the truck as well. Like, oh, you're in? Yeah, I'm in. Go. Like you lose.
No, we don't have to worry about time.
No. The achievement is don't crash the warthog. Don't fall out the car.
But yeah, but you know, because you can't do that. If you fall out, you lose the time anyway. Like you have to stay in the whole thing.
No.
No.
You can do it in 6 minutes with falling and flipping the warthog over and climbing back in.
No, I've never flipped and got back in again. If I flip the warthog, I'm done and we're going to start again. Like it's not
No.
enough time.
Okay. Then Lee's claiming he already has the achievement, Kyle.
Okay. Should we have a look and see if he does?
I don't know
believe
if
it's
I've played.
called-
I don't know if I've played this on
Oh yeah.
what do you call it? Interesting though. Yeah, you should check.
So poor Jessica. It was a Sunday night, and she'd just come home from work, and I said, "All good, Jess. We'll be done in about 15 minutes. We're nearly got this." And she's hungry, and it's my turn to cook dinner. And every time I felt we were so close, and the poor girl's dying of starvation, while we try and get this achievement, and we didn't get it in the end.
Wow.
No.
Okay. What's it
The
called?
name
Whole
of the
idea.
achievement is Tipping Point.
Tipping point.
Somewhere there's like 4 billion achievements in this game, isn't there? Can you
Yeah,
just
there
search
is.
for achievements?
Tipping point.
Yeah, just Control F.
Friends who've not won. Lee Howard.
Lee Howard. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. No, but I'm sure that you would never complete it if you fell out. Oh, the video stopped.
No.
No, look, you don't fall off the world. You just fall
I know.
out
I hear
the
what you're
warthog.
saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
6 minutes is plenty of time to do the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, halfway through the run, the pelican comes to try save you, but it's getting attacked by banshees.
That's
and
right,
that
yeah, yeah.
resets the clock.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It pauses it for a little bit.
Yeah, stops the clock. So it's possible to just carry on driving through that middle point without watching the cutscene, essentially. in
Yeah,
a way.
without watching the death
Oh, I
of
see.
your mate.
So yeah, it's the point getting up to that point, the midpoint where you watch the banshees attack the pelican, and then there's a really big jump where
There's a ramp.
Cortana says, "If we boost it, we can make it." Now,
Yep.
does the warthog have a boost? Does
We
it have,
couldn't
like,
find.
a NOS?
We couldn't find a button for boost. And so if you don't get the ramp, you go down, which is fine, but you have to keep the warthog stable so it doesn't flip forwards or flip backwards. You also have to keep it level so it doesn't flip sideways and eject you. One of the methods we tried was if we were going to flip, we quickly jump out of our own accord.
Because that's not forcibly ejected.
Yeah.
But that
so
still
that's
fails.
different. Well, the thing is it's better to stay in the car if you think you won't be ejected. And I think I misjudged one of mine.
All right.
So yeah,
Challenge accepted. Okay.
go for it, Lee.
Okay, so Lee's gonna
luck,
jump
turret.
into the.
Good
We're
luck,
gonna
turret.
jump into the game. Lee's gonna
Halo
drive.
3. No, it's Halo 3. Activate Terminal 4 on Covenant. I think you're giving the wrong one.
No, tipping point. Go up to the top.
I've just
wait.
clicked on the link that you give me.
So that's tipping point.
Halo
No.
3. Activate Terminal 4 on Covenant.
No, look for the word tipping point.
Yes, it's wrong on True
Oh.
Achievements.
That's my
Here are listeners. This is what I'm looking at.
sorry. It's not called tipping point.
Okay, what's it called?
Dum, dum,
It's
It's
Dum,
called
dum,
this
dum.
side up.
Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. So this.
The name of
side
the
up.
mission is called The More. And it has a TA ratio of 2.97.
There we go. That's the better link.
Got it. Okay.
So complete the warthog ride in the moor without being forcibly ejected from your vehicle.
Okay. Sounds fun. I
It's like easy peasy, one
like
one
a
run, mate.
challenge. I like a challenge. That sounds good.
Okay.
Because I'm
Well, when
pretty
you're doing
sure you don't get ejected from it, so I'm kind of confused. But I will pay attention.
Lee's going to jump in. We're going to jump into the car with him, and we're going
No,
to watch him
not enough
do it.
time. Oh, I see. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's like unbalancing it when people are in it.
I don't think Halo's that clever. Oh man. So yeah, this is a very hard achievement to get. We tried for so
It's
long.
not that hard though. 2.9 is not super hard, is it?
It just
It's
means
up
no
there.
one's tried sometimes. It was it. The reason we tried for so long is because we kept feeling like we almost got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd love to hear from those that have this achievement. How hard did you find it? Are we just doing it wrong?
Gary's
Well-
Gary's got it. Oh, friends who've not won. Okay, no. So
Yeah, friends
Jester's
who've
got
not
it. Shadowless. Kingsman's got it.
Of course, yeah. So Kingsman in the chat has said that there's shortcuts to make the run 2 minutes long. What shortcuts are these? Because as far as I understand, you get the car and you just have to drive forward. There's no like secret passage that teleports you to the end of the kettle run.
I love how you call it the kettle run.
I think if we said the word Kessel, we'll probably be struck down from YouTube. Disney will come after us.
Yes, or they might buy us. So, you know,
Oh, well.
worth the risk.
Yeah,
I'll
well,
take it.
One of
I'll
those
take
is a
the
good
risk.
one.
There you go. There's a video here. This is how easy it is. Just watch this guy do it.
There's a video.
It's funny. Yeah. Okay. This is good. I like a challenge like this.
Cool. So if we get in the car and you drive, we can all three of us get this achievement at once.
Ah. Okay. Because you're just hanging out.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to be in the car or just traveling along in the game?
No, we have to be in the car. with
No,
you.
that's okay.
Well,
What happens
we're
if I
not
want to
gonna-
practice though, and you're not in the car and I get it, and then I can just go haha? Or do you just want me to carry you through it?
Well, I mean, since you're saying it's so easy,
That's
then
right.
You are going to be carrying us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Literally, you are the driver. It's all down to you. There's nothing we can do. We can't help the car destabilize or stabilize itself. We're literally just in there to
And it
watch
doesn't matter what level you do it on. You can do it on easy, can you?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yep.
You can do it on any level because the Warthog doesn't change the way it handles.
Story mode.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I'm just watching
You
this
know-
guy go through this video here, and he's not exactly going fast. Like he's really taking his time
This
to go
is
through it.
this is sped up
This is sped up.
as well. Yeah, this is sped
Yeah.
up as well.
If you listen to the dialogue, you'll hear that it's sped up.
Oh, you've watched this one before, have you? This video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he seems to be pretty chilled
So,
out.
well, yeah. I mean, like I said, you don't have to worry about the timer. It's all about not
Not
going
fucking
over
falling
too
out.
far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
And he doesn't look
Yeah.
like he's skipping any sections. It looks like he's just going through the main.
yeah, he does it
Amazing.
legit.
He does it legit.
Legit. Not like Kinsman.
Hashtag cheated his way through.
Dodgy.
So dodgy.
Dodgiest person I know.
So yeah, it was quite fun to try out though. We tried for so long.
I'm
Very
surprised
long.
how slow this guy's going. No, I am. It's so slow, isn't it?
So look here, over here it stops the timer. Because this is when the Banshee's attacking the Pelican.
On the bridge. Yep.
And then here's this big ramp after a while. Like you have to avoid the pillars and you have to go over the speed bumps and all the rest. And then there's this big jump, and it's always this big jump that the Warthog goes nose over bum and throws you out the car.
Okay.
But this guy doesn't for some reason. He's fine.
Yeah, and we don't know why or how he's done it.
Skills.
So, yeah. We have figured out that if you are flying through the air, don't press forwards.
Yeah, that's right,
Oh, no,
'cause it'll
sorry,
flip it.
don't press backwards, Kyle. Yeah, don't press backwards.
Don't press anything, I think.
Got to keep it flat. That's what you got to do. So yeah,
Because look, he keeps it flat through
Yeah,
there.
he's keeping
I
flat
don't
the
know.
whole time. Yeah,
I
so you
don't
go
know
forward and
how.
backwards, it will adjust the Warthog in the air.
Lee, you're speaking like an expert,
I am an expert.
but you're wrong.
I am an expert. You know this.
But you're
He just
wrong.
did it. He just drove through quite calmly.
What button? What button was he pushing, Lee?
Oh, it wasn't. He was using the controls on the thumbstick. That was really easy. I don't see no problem with that. There you go.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
got
all
this.
good.
All good,
There
bro.
we go.
All good, bro.
Cool. Cool. Challenge laid down. Challenge accepted.
Yep.
Sounds exciting.
I might do some practice runs though, just to kind of prove that I'm not
course.
mad.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to embarrass yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you holding me back. So if I can't do it when you're in the car, I'll blame you then. Well, I've already got the achievement. I'm fine.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh, I got that achievement on my 12th try.
Oh, that means I have to
install.
install a 150 gig game though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it not installed?
No, I uninstalled it because it takes up so much space and I don't play it as much now. So I completed all the main games. So I was like, well, I've done all the story games.
We jumped into the multiplayer the other day for Halo
Infinite.
Multi-Chief Collection.
Oh, okay.
There's this one mode where you're on those, what are they, the mongooses? The little four-wheeler cars? And there's another person who's on your back, and they're the person with a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And you have to get through different points on the map before the other team. And you don't kill anyone, so you just shoot the rockets, and you knock them off their warthog, and you knock them out the way. So
Is
it's all
it
just
where-
like rocket jumping.
My clip from last week, where I knocked that guy out of the way.
Yep. So
No,
funny.
Lee doesn't watch the clips.
He has no clue.
I do remember people commenting about a good shot, but I didn't watch the clip. Yes.
Oh, it's so good. It actually looks skilled.
Well, I meant to do it.
So yeah, install Halo Master Chief, and we'll do this game mode. It is so fun. You don't have to be good at aiming. You just have to aim in the general direction
Okay. Okay.
and
Then.
know how to drive mongooses. That's the hardest part.
I always have fun driving the stupid trucks, pointing in the right direction and stuff like that.
It's so bad. Whoever came up with the controls for driving these cars in Halos really should
Because
think about what they've
you don't
done.
use accelerator brake, do you? You press forward on the
Yes.
thumbstick. Yeah, that's
It's
right.
forward on the thumbstick.
Because I
And
was
then
playing
whatever-
this with somebody, and I was sat there going, I can't remember drive this bloody thing. 'Cause I keep pressing the accelerator and nothing happens, and I had to kind of take a while to get back into pressing forward again.
Yeah, it's weird, eh?
Mm.
Such a strange way of doing it.
The whole control, all the controls are like that. Well, now they've kind of fixed them better, but throwing grenades when you're trying to aim for stuff and all that. It's like,
Yeah.
Classic.
But I mean, it's the first
especially
thing
when
you
it
do
sticks to
you
the back
start
of
a
Carl's
Halo.
head. I've just thrown a grenade at you. You're about to die. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, bro.
Yep. Done
Yeah.
that a few times. You start
Yeah.
up Halo and the first thing you do is throw a grenade. You
Yeah,
go,
someone back
"Whoops,
of someone's head. Yeah,
whoops, my bad.
kills all your marine guys with you. Yeah, that's a bit sucky.
Oh dear. That's a problem. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Controversial.
indeed. So, Mr. Lee,
Yes.
on to you.
Goat Simulator 3.
Yes, okay. Tell us about this game because this seems insane.
So I got a key from PlayOn, which is awesome. So I got in there on the day of the game. I actually didn't play it. I played it on the Saturday in the end because me and Cam decided to go for it. And I think he's completed the first one. I've not. I played the first one. I find it really stupid. The first one, like as in, I can't do any of the challenges. I don't see the point of the game. So I just go. Stupid game.
You just go lick things.
Yeah, I managed to go and get the disco ball head thing and do the dancing on top of the building. And I was like, well, that's cool, but So this game I think is way better. In respect that there's lots of challenges. So basically you're a goat, as usual, and there's a cool opening scene, which is supposed to be the same as Skyrim. Cameron's like, this is basically the same starting as Skyrim.
Really?
Really? Which doesn't mean anything to me, because I haven't played Skyrim enough, but you start in the back of a truck driving into a farm, and there's all these guys talking about goats and stuff. It's just weird. It's so weird.
Oh, my word, that
Might
sounds
mean more to
hilarious.
you if you watch the beginning. You might go, oh, I see what he's meaning. Yeah.
Oh, sounds fantastic.
The whole game does callbacks to other games, or takes the mickey out of other games. Like this, references to Watch Dogs. Like one of the missions is you have to find. Oh, there's these 3 wanted people. These people that talk or something. They're called. And they start like you have to walk near them. They whistle. We hear whistling noises, and it's them because they're whistleblowers. I'll find the whistleblowers, and they're literally whistling. No one else whistles in the whole game except these guys. And they're all dressed in red and they're whistling, and it's like a Watch Dogs thing. It's just
that's so
it's
funny.
insane. Yeah, and the whole thing's very
Such a
good.
good
Like
idea.
the challenges are awesome and kind of interesting. Just yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so you get different outfits. You do one of the missions where you do a scarecrow. Scarecrows start attacking you, and you've got to kind of protect her from the scarecrows. And if you win, you become a scarecrow. You got a scarecrow outfit to wear. One of them is to protect a rhino, you find out is actually dead. So then what you're doing is you're dragging the rhino downstairs, and then when you do that, then you can run around as a rhino. So I was running around in a rhino with pink welly boots on for a while, which was fun.
So hang on, just to clarify, the tongue thing is still a thing.
Of course. Well,
So-
when you're doing the one of the things is you get a kind of you can get a scanner where you can scan people, but if you want to, you can lick everyone. When you lick them, you find out about information about them, which is really handy, like their name and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so I was licking people to find out their name. The problem is people don't like being licked. Who knew? Kind of weird.
Who knew?
Who knew?
knew?
There's cars. There's ramps everywhere. So there's ramps in different areas. And the ramps you
okay.
get kind of... I think once you do all the ramps, there's a bunch of rewards to do all the ramps, I reckon. There's a kind of level. So how they do it now is you get like a experience of doing stuff. And then you have a castle area, which is like all these little towers. Oh, it's basically... think of it like Assassin's Creed. So you have areas you go to, and you take over the tower, and it's like does like a whole zoomy thing. Exactly like Assassin's Creed. When you take
Yes.
over... Yeah, it does that. And that opens up the area, which is exactly like Assassin's Creed. And then it kind of shows you points on the map, exactly like Assassin's Creed. But you can go in there, and you have... it starts off as like a little mini church. And then when you get a level up, it makes it bigger. And then every time you do some sort of mission, it will put stuff inside it and decorate it for you. And give you like memories of stuff that you did. And there's all this random stuff there. Like there's big tentacles that come out of the sea at one point to try and kill you, which you have to defeat. And then there's a big tentacle in one of the corridors, which kind of gives you a memory of you doing it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
There's a goat DJ playing in there, which is good. He plays some good music. There's a... you get the nice thing where you can drop all goats from the sky. So you get different hats and different things you can wear on your back. One of them will be like... there's a lightsaber one, which is cool. So you have like
cool.
a dual lightsaber that comes out of your mouth, and you can spin around and kind of hit people with your lightsaber. There's one which shoots electric out of your... Oh, no, there's a woman. Oh, that's right. There's Old Granny. One of the missions is Old Granny. She's sat on a chair. And basically what you do is she shoots rockets at you the whole time. So what you're going to do
As you
is
do.
avoid her and take her out. And once you take her out, you then get to wear her on your back. And then she shoots rockets at people while riding on the back. Yep. It's insane.
Fantastic.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. But I really like the fact that you can just wander around and there's all these little missions to do all the time. Like one of them spray painting stuff. So you walk around, you go spray paint these walls, and you pick up a can of spray paint, which goes on like a thing on your head, and you go press a button and it sprays, paints everything.
Oh, that sounds so fantastic.
That's just awesome. It's so good. Me and Cam did 2 sessions of it and did like a whole bunch of stuff. We have it streamed. I streamed it and so did Cam.
Oh, it's so funny. 'Cause
Fantastic.
the bit I was watching was I think it was Cam who goes up a tower and it does like goat synchronization complete.
That's
I was
right.
like,
Yeah,
this
it's
is from
serious.
Assassin's Creed.
It's Assassin's Creed. The whole way through it, it's just taking the mickey.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It
I love
is.
the fact that they skipped 2 and they just went
I know.
straight to 3.
Well, it was so good they decided just to go straight 3. I think that's the tagline. It's quite achievable as well, I reckon. Achievement-wise, they're not that ridiculous. It's quite easy to get a lot of the achievements. The only one that's hard is you have to find these stupid little what do they call them? Statues.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole lot of them, and they're everywhere. But they're kind of hiding. Like you're walking around, there might be one behind a wall, and you've no idea. So to find them all, I think would be a bit of a nightmare to get that achievement, because there's an achievement for finding every single statue, and there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff like that.
And some will probably be skill based where you have to get to a really high place and you need to do something to get there.
Yep.
Like the last one, you had to like lick a roller coaster and it'll fling you up, and it has to
Oh.
fling in a certain way so that you can get to a certain point to get one of the goat statues.
I remember
Yep.
that.
That was
there's
hard.
There's an achievement for pinging yourself out of the map. So somehow blowing yourself up and getting yourself out of the map. There's an achievement for doing that. We were trying to work that out, but we couldn't ping ourselves far enough.
So the reason I asked about the licking thing was because you said you had to drag the rhino downstairs, and so I wondered, you have to do that with your tongue, don't you?
Lick it, yeah.
Lick it, and then it sticks, and
Yep.
then you're like, right, come with me.
Everything licks. Everything sticks to your tongue, yeah. Including if you kind of lick on something that's too long and you just keep walking and it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, so you just got a really long tongue.
Oh,
Right.
that's amazing.
And it chucks you in the farm, so they have a whole bunch. I can't remember what they're called. Instincts, I think they're called. And you have a whole bunch of them. So one of the first ones, for example, is fix the broken lawn. The harvester's broken. So you work out how to fix it. And you're like, okay, so no idea what this means. You walk at the harvester, lick it, obviously. That doesn't do anything. and then what you work out later is you climb upstairs and you whack these 2 kind of like things that are holding up something, like 2 ropes, and it drops down these ropes, and one on each side of the roof. And that fixes it. You're like, okay, so that's the sort of thing you do. There's like lots of, right, move this thing to here, or do this here, and then that makes this work, and that's kind of how you do stuff. So I think
it's
that's
like a
completely
puzzle
different.
game.
Yeah, it's a bit like it is a puzzle game. Yeah. I think that's completely different to Goat Simulator. How they're doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's way better. It's way more interesting to do it that way.
Interesting. Because
Yeah.
Kyle played the first one.
And the first one was hilarious.
Yeah, I played it a bit, but I found it quite small.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite restricted. Whereas this one's massive. Like, it's an insane amount of space you got to run around in. There's all these different areas you run around in.
So cool.
One of the
Open world goat game.
It is an open world. So Kingsman can play 'cause it's open world. So you have to find all these. One of those like finding these pink boxes, and you had to find 25 or 30 boxes or 40 boxes or something, and put them in this garage. And it's cool because it kind of teaches you, because one of the first missions you do, and you get to this little village, and it teaches you how to jump on stuff, like using things to get around. It kind of because there's a box on the roof. You're like, oh, okay, how do you get to that? So it kind of does. It's quite good in that respect because it gives you a little bit of information and get more and more as you get further into it as well. It's really well done. It's a really good game. And for me, I hated the first one, so for me to play it, I must have played like 4 hours or so in this game. Yeah, 3.5 hours I played in that game. So yeah.
Cool. So when's the next goat stream?
I don't know. See, I want to play. The problem I want to play is Grave, Gungrave. I want to play that. That's what I really want to play. Yeah, that's probably my next stream actually. It's cool. Get it. It's fun. It's real fun. Seriously, if you like
It's on Game Pass.
Is it on Game Pass? No, it's not Game Pass. No.
It
okay.
might come to Game Pass.
I got it from a Keith and Play on. So kind of to review it. It's cool. Graphics are fun. People talking all the time. People giving you sticks. You're a goat. Some people come up because you like goats. Some people don't like goats. Some people just kick you when you walk past them. Like literally just attack you.
Hilarious.
There's like one of the missions was breaking into the police station. Was breaking into the police station? Breaking into somewhere, and it's like climb through a vent to go through a vent, and then jump down, and there's all these like alarm lines everywhere to stop you getting into it. And you got to work out how to get past it without setting the alarm off. So there's lots of puzzles like that going on.
Cool.
It's bonkers.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really good. Really enjoy it.
Well, that sounds fantastic. It does sound like they've just basically expanded the first game to just make it absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah. They've just, but they've not done it. They've not made it. They've made it stupid, but not. They've made it kind of like, okay, so this is actually a little mission, and it's quite doable. Whereas I felt like the last one was just like, do backflips and stuff like that. There's lots of that stuff going on. This is way more little missions and little puzzles and stuff and things like that. It's way more interesting. Yeah,
Cool.
It's good. They've done a good job. Who knew I'd play a goat game again? I kind of got the key. I was like, oh, really? This is going to be really bad. But I was like, oh, actually, all done.
I'm quite impressed, actually, that you've gone back.
Yes, I think if Cam helps, because Cam's really into it, so it's kind of, he was doing most of the work and I was just mucking around. Yep, which is good.
Yep.
But definitely a way to go, just muck around, break things.
Yep, just break things.
Break things.
That's
I
so
like
good.
that the tutorial teaches you how to jump because we all know that goats love jumping.
Yeah, well, they do. There isn't actually a tutorial as such.
Oh.
It's just one of the first missions. But I think
Okay.
there's no information whatsoever. It's typical. They just go, you're a goat. And then that's it. Like, there's no... There's no press A to jump, press B to do back. I didn't know how to do backflips. One of the things is to do like a 360 backflip. No idea. Cam was like, oh, you press the left trigger, and then when you're in the air and press forward, you backflips. I was like, oh, okay. No idea. Like, it doesn't tell you anything at all. Even because the controls are weird, obviously, because one of the buttons is to go floppy, which you hit and you go,
Yes.
oh, how do I do that? Oh, okay. And then you press A to jump. Right, sweet. And triggers lick his trigger, I think, or headbutts. See, I don't even know now what the keys are. Like, it's just insane. They make no sense because you've got headbutt.
It was just, well, see, Lee sat down to play Goat Simulator, and it all just came to him.
That's right. It just felt right.
Just felt right.
I felt like a goat.
Kingsman saying that if you love goats, Lee, you should try out Supermarket Shriek.
Oh, I've heard that's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard similar. I had it on my wish list until recently.
Yeah.
I should probably put it back on.
It came off Game
But,
Pass. It was on Game Pass and it dropped off.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay. Well, we need to tell Kingsman to stick around because we have some exciting news for him.
Ooh, exciting.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Uh,
So,
Yeah, no, that's my review. It's awesome. Go play it. If you like goats, if you like the first one, I think you'll love this one. It's way better.
cool. Oh, fantastic. It looks hilarious. And I love the fact that it calls back to his other games.
All the games. all the games are called back to. Yes.
So funny. They're such a good studio, Coffee Stain Studios. I'm a huge fan of theirs. They make
great.
Satisfactory.
Yes.
And the Satisfactory social media guys are so funny.
They're so fantastic.
They're like an inspiration. I wish we could be as funny as them.
I wish we could be that cool.
Just half that funny.
Just half the funny would be great. Yeah.
I'm just looking at all the achievements. They're so stupid achievements. So one of the missions is, just remind me of these bananas. You have to help them fix a conveyor belt. So you have to go and find conveyor belt bits and then use your tongue to lick them indoors, and then they go into certain places. And like about 5 or 6 you have to find. And then bananas are in this whole place. You fall over bananas and it's just stupid. So, and when you slip on a banana, you just end up flying for ages as well, which is great. Once you do it, they create these banana abomination things, which are basically people bananas. So they have these people in like tubes, and they put the banana goo into there and turn them into banana abominations.
Is that what they actually call them? Banana abominations?
They're called, what are they called? Abominanas.
Oh, my word.
And I've just looked at the achievements. It says, lick a banana as an abominana.
Oh.
That's an amazing sentence. So yeah, that's where you're at, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That does sound good fun.
Yeah.
Right, where are we up to?
So, I think you're next, Simone.
Okay, you've said, oh yeah, because Halo was one of your 3.
Well, do you want me to do grid really quickly? Because
because
you've got a joint one, haven't you?
We've done our joint one.
Halo was the
Halo's
joint one, but no,
okay.
talk about
I'll do a grid because I've been playing it just to annoy Tony, basically.
That's right. So we'll have a boring story and then we'll have mine.
Yeah, well, I say boring. That's a bit harsh, but you know. So, me and Tony are on a bit of a mission to complete Grid Legends. 68 hours I've spent in this game. No, 66 hours in this game I've spent now. Which seems like a lot.
You could totally play Persona.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Look at you go.
And so this game's actually quite cool because there's a little bit of a challenge in like there's drifting and there's some time challenges and stuff in it. But now we've gone past all the drifting and all the time challenges. We've done 73 out of 80 achievements in that game now.
Jeez, that's impressive.
The TA is amazing in this.
Oh,
in this
good.
Game. 1,300 game score, 4,400 TA.
Impressive. So surely you just have the difficult ones left.
It's time now. It's like one of them we just got yesterday was the last one I got was drive the stupid ambulance for 99 miles.
Drive a what? Sorry.
An ambulance. You know, ambulances. There's a carnage one. There's like a what do you call it? Where you drive cars into each other. Crash. No, you do it on purpose though. You have to do it. You have to take people out of the race. That's one of the,
yes.
It's called
like Burnout.
Car Carnage is what they call it. Like Wreckfest, basically.
Yep, like Wreckfest.
And there's a bit of DLC they brought out for it. And there's a stupid ambulance, which is the slowest one of all of them. And for some reason they decided to make a really cool 99-mile drive. So yesterday I did 120 laps around this track. Yep. That was just sat there talking to Kinsman doing it.
How long did it take?
It's 35 minutes every 40 laps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was TA ratio 4.25 there. So it's like, it was worth sitting here quietly and doing it. Yeah. So Chili finished it like about maybe 20 minutes before me, 15 minutes before me. She's like, got it. I was like, right, I'm still going. And then I literally did 101 miles on my car. So I literally just timed it perfectly for getting an achievement.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, and we've both gone different tactics on how we're going to get the rest of the achievement. So I'm going to finish. There's a whole bunch of pro races you've got to do. So how it works is you start a novice, and there's a whole bunch of racing like F1 racing and touring car racing and truck racing, all sorts of different stuff. And you have to complete so many to open up the next level. And I've opened up the semi-pro, and then you do like 4 or 5 of the. You've got to finish like say 8 races to finish that section. But you've got to do that like 3 or 4 times to open up pro. On pro, there's 10 to do. I've got to do 9 of these to open up the last race, the legendary master, whatever they call it, the gauntlet race. I've done 4 out of 10 so far, but each one's going to have 8 races in them. So,
wow.
Yeah, and some races are 2. It's like some of them are 2 races, like they're races, but they're like a block of races. You know, there might be 2 or 3 races in this area. So there's quite a few races ahead of me. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to finish all the pro races, because there's a whole bunch of other achievements for like elimination racing, racing all the Ferraris and get them to level 3, which means you have to do 35 miles in each Ferrari. So each race is like 7 miles, maybe?
Okay, so
Yeah, so you can see the...
Yep. So it's suddenly become extremely grindy.
Oh, very grindy, yeah. Especially after... Well, the reason we did that 99 one was because that's the grindiest of all of them. We're like, if we just get that one out of the way, then the rest we can kind of work out and it's not too bad. Hopefully, we'll find out. But I've completed the DLC. 2 lots of DLC are completed fully, which is great. Which is that Carnage one and the Endurance one.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a fun game, though. I really like it. And it kind of very chilled out. Because now you just put it on easy, because you're not actually racing now. Beforehand, you put it on hard to kind of, get stuff and get money. Now I've got like nearly 2 million in the bank, and I'm just literally just going, right, on easy, get past everybody, and then settle down for like 3 laps. Get that done. Yeah. It's chill. I put on a podcast. I put a podcast on and just chill out and listen to the podcast while playing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I don't think it's very streamable, though.
No, because it's just the same thing again and again, isn't it?
Well, there is a lot of different cars. To be fair, they've got like about maybe 10 different types of cars or something, or different types of event things you can do.
Yeah.
But it is like, all you see of me is a bonnet, and I might be driving a slightly different bonnet,
Yeah.
slower or
it's not-
faster.
So it's not even exciting for people who like cars because they go, it's just a bonnet.
Yeah, I don't drive with the seeing the view because it freaks out. Is it Tony and someone else freak out when they see my view? Because I literally just drive with the bonnet, like I'm kind of sat on the bonnet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
used
my
to.
view.
Why? Why do you do that?
Because I find that's the best. I don't want to see my car. I don't care what's happening behind me. And Tony's like, but do you realise, because we do multiplayer sometimes, she's like, do you realise the carnage is on behind you? I was like, I don't care. In front of me it's clear. They can crash.
Yeah.
I'm
You
winning.
need to stay focused.
Exactly. I don't need to focus on my car. Drifting's cool though. I worked out drifting, which is amazing. Like, I'm incredible at drifting now.
Great.
Will you go back to try and get the drifting
I know.
achievements in Forza?
I
now?
wonder this now. I wonder if I could work it out. Yeah, I don't know.
That is. Yeah, that'll be interesting because
Yeah.
you're pretty. You could 100% it if you wanted to.
Freaking hate just drifting so much, and now
I
I've worked it
know.
out because like there might be a mission where you say you have to get like say 300,000 points or 250,000 points to win. I got 3 million. So I was like, it wasn't even like close. I was like, I did the first drift I did got like 300,000. I was like, I won now, and then I would just start messing around, seeing how high I could get, and I got to like time because you get different multipliers. Once you do a drift, you get points. When you do 2 drifts, it multiplies it. You get times 2 multiplier, times 3, times 4. I got times 22. I think was the highest I got to.
Jeez.
So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is actually not too hard now.
Man, look at you go.
I know.
Being a
I am
drift master.
Drift King is actually what you get
Yeah.
called. There's an achievement for being a drift king, and that was the one that
DK?
was the hardest. DK, yeah. As I said last week, I'd set up 10 laps and did it on lap 5, and then Trilly did the same thing. Did 10 laps in a certain way and just keep going at it. It said this is the best race of doing it in. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, and you can set up mini races set up in certain ways. So if achievement says you have to drive in the sand and do it in this car and whatever, you can just literally create a race for doing exactly that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
nice and easy.
So it's
So
nice
if you
and
create
easy,
a
yeah.
race, can you share it with someone else?
Oh, you wouldn't need to. Like, they take about a second to create.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like 10 options across the top, and you just go, right, it's a circuit race, it's this car, it's in the rain, it's on this track, it's, I don't know, put 2 races in there, set it to easy, go around there, tick,
Win.
right, that achievement's done. Yeah.
Nice.
Which is like Forza. The Forza do the same, don't you, sometimes? You just go and build, right, I need this car, I need to set up this way, and then you do this race, and then you win it, because it's just how you do it, so, yeah.
It's
Cool.
just how you do it.
It's just how you do it, it's how you get achievements.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh. So you're definitely trying to 100% this
I
game.
want to finish it this weekend. I don't know if I can, though.
Oh. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of grind ahead of you.
It does, yeah. But I did like 120 laps yesterday. I was like, if I can do 120 laps, I probably would knock out most of the game, I think.
Hmm.
And that's 120 laps of exactly the same lap on exactly the same car. And all I was doing was racing the clock in the end. I got from 50 seconds down to 48-second laps. That's all I was doing, was just knocking time off. I think I got just below, I got like 47.9 or something was my best lap I got in the end. Yeah, racing the
Ah,
clock.
that sounds like my personal hell.
Well, I was chatting to Kingsman doing it, so I was in automatic. I swear I lost lap 10 to 20. I did, or 20 to 20, 10 to 30. I don't remember doing them. Then all of a sudden, it's like, because they start counting down the laps when you get to 10, when you get 10 left.
Right.
So then you're going, oh, countdown's on, so it must be good. So you've only got like another 4 laps or so, 4 or 5 minutes to go, and it's finished. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun, cool game. And it's only like $10 now as well. It's real cheap. I think it's 15 if you want all the DLC.
You're not going to convince me. Nope. No,
Nope.
thanks.
Come on, mate. It's only 60 hours, 70 hours.
Yeah, no, I've got a 100-hour game in front of me. I can't.
He has
put another one.
300-hour games in front of him.
Yeah, I have too many 100-hour games
Just
in front
sounds
of
like
me.
good gaming to me. That's what it sounds like. That's it.
Simone,
Yeah,
you
play.
had
It was cool.
another exciting story for us.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, how's my audio? Because I'm having a few technical difficulties. Do
You're
I
sounding
sound
fine.
okay?
You sound fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You've sound fine the whole
Guys?
podcast.
Okay, great. Guys, I have started Pentiment.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. Oh, this is your question
Yeah.
you had for us, which I said yes to. You put in like
No,
4
the-
questions.
No, this doesn't actually have anything to do with Pentiment. It was more of an FYI, and how did I not know about this? But sorry, for those that don't know, the question I asked was about xCloud on PC. I didn't know that was a thing through the Xbox app until yesterday. So yes, sorry for the noob question. Although I'm sure you felt smart to answer that.
I thought it was funny.
You're welcome.
With one word, I thought it was perfect. It just made me chuckle. I was like, I was going to write a whole bunch of things, but yes. I was like, no, that's not. That's enough. That says it all.
That works.
Well, I did ask 3 questions, and
I know.
yes, pretty much covered them all.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pentiment. Pentiment is a side scroller set in 1518 in the Holy Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to send through a map to the Discord to give you an idea of what this looks like. It's basically the area of Germany.
Oh, yep.
And I'm excited about this because I've recently gotten interested in the Holy Roman Empire and didn't really know anything about it. And in the same vein, I started playing Pentiment and didn't know what it was about, where it was set. I didn't know anything about it. So these two things have married up and I'm very excited to learn. Now, Kyle mentioned...
I have a
Yes.
question. Where did you put the picture? Because I was going to put it on screen.
I have put it in the Twitch.
Oh, Twitch.
Yeah. Because I know that putting it in Zoom messes up your layout.
No, that's good. I just didn't know where you put it. I thought you were going to put it in somewhere else. So that's all good. I've done it. It's on screen.
Great. Now, Kyle was talking about Persona and how the tutorial is given up and you now have red words that have a glossary.
Mm-hmm.
Pentiment is all about your glossary because there are so many words and phrases and people mentioned and even times of day that are words we don't use anymore. Well, sorry, they don't speak English.
Old
But
English.
you know what I
Oldie
mean.
worldy English, yeah.
Oldie worldy. Now, in terms of accessibility, this game is great. So I'm playing exclusively on xCloud on my little iPhone. You can choose to begin with. You choose what kind of font you want to use. You can choose to use that oldie worldy font, which we saw that Twitch
Oh, this
player
guy was
use.
streaming it. That's right. You can read it. Yes.
That's right. And so I chose the easier to read one because I'm on a small screen.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other accessibility things I changed was I made everyone's heads bigger. So I can see who's who.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What was that
And-
game where you have everyone gets big head? Oh, it's GoldenEye, wasn't it?
Oh, really? I know you could get big heads in Ratchet and Clank.
There
Back in the
something
day,
you play,
we
yeah. I think
loved that.
it was GoldenEye. Actually, I think you unlocked a secret if you did a game, did one of the missions in hard. It'd give you a big head. Everybody.
I loved old games used to give you those little extra things
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you
It was
did.
under accessibility options if you did stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Or
Very cool.
In Unreal Tournament, there's a mode for big head. So the more people you kill without dying, the bigger your head is, and it's easier to shoot.
That's such a good idea.
So
Spot the guy with the big head. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, so in Pentiment you play as this guy called Andreas, and he's an artist. Now, I believe he's doing some work for the Abbey to pay his way, and as he's doing that, he's also working on what he calls his masterpiece, which is a fantastic illustration that he's taking years to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so now the reason I brought up the map is because the game is set in Bavaria,
Oh,
which
yep.
is
Germany, isn't
which
it?
is-
Old Germany.
That's right, except in 1518.
Mhm.
Now, let me tell you why I'm excited. Anyone that knows me knows I've been obsessed with genealogy lately, and I know that I have ancestors that go back to the Holy Roman Empire. So I went back to find them and to figure out how old they were and whether any of them lived in Bavaria. None of them lived in Bavaria, but I have a handful. And no, I don't know why you're sniggering. Oh no, that's your hand.
Oh, scratching. Sorry, I wasn't sniggering. I was listening intently.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, in the game, Andreas is 28, I think. And once he's finished his masterpiece, finished his stint at the Abbey, he's off to... Let me look at the map. He's... Oh, it's not on the map. Yes, it is.
I can go back to the map.
Nuremberg.
Oh,
I think he's off back to Nuremberg, and he has a betrothed waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have managed to find some great ×11 grandparents who lived in the Holy Roman Empire. None of them in Bavaria, unfortunately. Most of them were living in Hessen, and I could not find a map that had Bavaria and Hessen in the same place, but Hessen still exists. If we have any German listeners, they'll recognize that word. And then I have a great ×whatever grandfather that lived in Saxony. Now, at the time, I worked out how old they would have been in 1518. So one of my grandparents was 28, which is the same age as Andreas, and I'm quite excited about that. And the rest would have been teenagers or children, so 17 years old, 13 years old, and 10 years old. So I'm excited because I'm learning a part of history that, one, I didn't really know anything about, and two, I'm like, I had people there.
They're my
So
peeps.
that's why I'm excited. They're
That's
my
awesome.
peeps. So there we go. Okay, so back to the game. There are so many people. Everybody has a name. Everybody has a story. If you press Y, it opens up your journal, and you have a person entry for everybody you've come across and everybody you've heard of. I'm telling you, I'm maybe 3 hours in, and I want to say there's maybe 30 people's names, maybe 40. And they're all oldie-woldy names. So I don't know who's who. I don't know who's in charge of the Abbey. I know the guy that died, that recently died. His name was Matthias. And everybody loved him. He passed away, and now the Abbey is in charge. I think the guy's name is Lorenz. But I get confused between him and the bishop, which are apparently not the same person.
Sounds like
now
you need
what's
a spreadsheet.
interesting... You kind of do. You kind of do. Now it's more of an RPG than I expected. So, you begin by deciding what you studied, and that will give you different dialogue options. And it'll also ask you things like, what interests you? And I can't remember. I said that I had studied theology. Because I thought of all the options there, my real life self knows more about that topic than anything else on the list. And then the other thing he had an interest in was either philosophy or logic. I think I picked logic. So you'll get different.
So does this affect how
dialogue
people talk
options.
to you? Oh, okay. So it gives you more options that way, right?
Yeah. So I don't see it. It will affect what they say back to you if you chose the logic option.
Yep.
As to speak. And there was something else. I'll continue with the story. So there's a noble that has arrived in town, and he's there to check. He commissioned a work of literature, I believe, several years ago. And then what the monks at the abbey do is they write. That's their job. They just write all day, and they do pictures. So he commissioned this.
And they do pictures.
They do. It's illustrated art. It's illustrated books.
Yeah.
So this noble has come to town to check how his commission is going. And the Abbey, hasn't really been working on it much. So he's not very impressed. And, but he's very well educated, this noble, and he's quite a nice guy. So he's not angry. He just says, I thought it'd be further along anyway. But he is rich, so people do want to kind of impress him. Now, very interestingly, this game is quite religion heavy. Now, back in the day, the Catholics ruled everything. And I've forgotten to look it up, but there's a there's a document that was written by Martin Luther that kind of challenges some of the thinking of the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
And if I understand history correctly, this is only something I've learned recently. It's when that document came out that the church started to split apart. And that's when you've got the Catholics and you've got the Protestants. Now, what's interesting is this noble that has come to check on his commission, he's read this document by Martin Luther, and he likes the ideas in there. And of course, it's opposite to what the Abbey is what it
Already
all
pushing.
stands for.
Yep.
So I've just reached a part in the story where I've been invited. The noble invited me. I'm just a peasant, basically. Sorry, I'm not poor. I'm just a normal person. But he's taken a liking to me for some reason. The noble was invited to dinner by all the other monks, and by proxy, I was invited as well. During the dinner, he kind of starts to stir, not on purpose, but more in an intellectual way, and that he's asking, have you read that document by Martin Luther? And some of the monks had, some of the monks hadn't, and this noble's like, I think he has some really good ideas. And anyway, he starts kind of a fight during dinner and kind of gets kicked out. And I got kicked out as well. But you have to make a decision about whether you agree with the noble or you stay silent and kind of pledge allegiance to the Abbey leader.
Church, yeah.
And it's incredible because sometimes you'll say something and it will seem inconsequential, but once you've selected the option, it'll say, this will be remembered.
It's
So
funny.
it's going
So
to affect.
I just read it. I was just going through looking for a video to play, and one of them said, stuff you do in the past crimes affect the game. That's what it says.
Yes.
It was one of the YouTube videos. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so definitely there's a knock-on effect for everything.
Yes, there is. Not to mention, you've just reminded me that one of the traits you'd pick early on is to decide what kind of past you came from. And I imagined, because I'm 28 and not married, I thought to myself, okay, also, this is the 1500s, okay, 28, not married. I thought, well, what have I been doing? So I decided that I was kind of like the prodigal son and went out drinking, wasting money, getting into fights. So that's one of my traits, is getting into fights.
Interesting. Yeah,
So
okay.
I know how to steal,
Oh, okay.
which is very interesting. So, yeah. Do you have any questions? I feel like I've monologued, but it's
No,
it's fun.
because I want to play this game, but just haven't had time, headspace to kind of sit down and actually play it. But it sounds like it's a bit of you have to think about it. Like you can't just jump. It's not like a 2-hour run through complete game. It's actually a proper.
That's
There's
right.
a lot to it.
I believe it's about a 20 to 25 hour completion.
Yeah.
And if you wanna, if you want to 100% it, you probably want to play it twice.
Yep.
Once for the story, second for the
And to pick
achievements.
up, yeah.
So here's the thing I will warn people is that this game is not going to be for everyone. It's very heady.
You have to think.
You have to.
It's not Goat
well,
Simulator 3.
That's right. It's very history rich. Sometimes someone will say a sentence and it'll underline 3 different words in red that you will have to look up what they mean.
Do you think you could get away with just playing this straight and not actually working out what stuff means? Like just going, okay, so I'm going to play this like I'm ignorant of all this and just play it through? You know what I mean? Like not having to do all the research and stuff as well? Or do all the reading?
You could, but you might find it boring. That's
Oh,
what
okay,
I
so
think.
it gives you a bit of back story
Yes.
to it almost, yeah. Okay, background.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen several of my friends start this game, and I'm thinking, you're not going to finish this. You will get bored. I know you. But if you have an interest in history, I think you'll love it. But it's not going to be for everyone.
How do you find all the art style in the game, the controls and all that? How does that play out?
Well, I'm playing on xCloud,
Oh, true.
so I'm using touch controls. I was using my controller, but it's kind of a hassle to set up, So I just touch controls.
Interesting fact. Of all my friends, you're the only one who's played this.
DJ Hero's played it.
Oh, he's not my friend. On Tier Achievements. That's pretty sad.
I saw him play it. I was on Discord and it showed that he was playing it, and I
okay.
thought, DJ, his attention span's not all that great. But It's fine. I think you should jump in because you don't get the first achievement for a while. You'll get a good feel of whether you'll like it or not. But to answer your question, controls. I'm playing on xCloud. I play on the train on the way home, 20 minutes a day. It's fine.
Does that work?
The controls are fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Does that work? Does it? Can you jump for 20 minutes? Like it works as a game like that?
Yesterday I thought to myself, actually it's kind of stressful because the game doesn't autosave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, well, sorry, it does. It does in the way that when you see the saving symbol, you're safe.
Yep.
But if you log off before you've seen that symbol for a while, it's not going to save where you are.
Yeah, and you can't trigger it. It just does it at certain events or something, doesn't it?
That's right. You can't manual save either. So you got to be a bit careful. There's a lot of reading involved. It's all reading, which is another reason why it's not going to be for everybody. Yeah, and the art style, it's fine. I don't dislike it, but I don't love it either. It's just a thing.
Yeah. It's a different thing, isn't it? It's probably suited for the style of the year of it, I guess, or the atmosphere of it. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
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 I'm glad you're playing it. I wanted to jump in, so that's good.
Oh, good. I don't mind if you guys don't play because I can continue to tell you what's happening in the story, and it'll be fresh for you guys. Kyle's got too many games to play at the moment, and Lee, you could jump in, but it's just going to be too much.
No, but you say that, but sometimes I go, and then I'll just start playing it for the weekend and do it in the weekend or something. That's what sometimes happens with games. Especially if it's an interesting story and it's got a good pace to it. If the pace is good, then I'll just keep playing.
The pace is slow.
Yeah, okay.
The pace is slow. So I think I'm 3 hours in, and I've just completed the first day.
Right, okay.
And that's included having a chat to my landlord who asked for rent early. And so as you progress the story, you're also kind of looking for ways that you can possibly pay her early because you don't have the money.
Or steal.
Or steal. Steal's one of the options. But I decided not to because, I mean, it's an abbey.
Lots of money, it's fine.
Yeah, so yeah, but then it's also... I feel like if you don't know a lot about church history or Catholicism, that's also going to be... you're going to be a bit in the dark. So, and I think there's been a few reformations throughout the centuries, and I think this is probably one of the first, if I understand my history correctly, where you could believe in God, but you didn't necessarily have to be a Catholic.
So how does this go against the Crusades and stuff like that? Is that before or after the Crusades, when it all went a bit crazy? Witches and
when
all
were the
that?
Crusades, Kyle?
Probably before the Crusades.
Is it just before? I feel like it's just before the Crusades or something.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about the Crusades. But
So,
yeah.
I
I believe this document from Martin Luther, it has a name. I think it's called the Seven Lectures? No. It's do a search for Martin Luther and you'll find the document that he made, and it obviously made its rounds, and it was quite critical of the church. And then people either agreed with him or didn't, and then there was a split.
He was German. He was a German priest.
That's
Indeed.
right. Yep. Cool. We're essentially in Germany. Germany doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, well, this is OG Germany, yeah.
OG Germany, yeah.
Germany.
Exactly. So, yeah, there we go. That's Pentiment. And
Protestant
I'll let
Reformation.
You know.
The Protestant Reformation
There we
was
go.
the name. It was published in 95 Theses or something? Okay.
Man.
Oh, so he was quite busy.
Thesis, okay.
Thesis.
I wonder if they came out in lots, because they mentioned 7 or 5, and maybe he had written 5 or 7 at that point. So in modern terms, for those that are interested, it'll be, and I'm not going to go through all the denominations, but you've still got the Catholics today, and then the Protestants these days are people that would call themselves Christians, but not connected to the Catholic Church. And I think within Christianity, you've got a lot of different denominations, but they still believe in the same God. They just have different
Ideas.
Catholics have a whole bunch of rules, and the others don't. So there we go.
Crazy. So then you get sucked into Wikipedia and then you're lost forever.
Yep.
Absolutely. But the game has a glossary for words that you don't know as well.
Oh, I'm just talking about me now. Just I found him on his Wikipedia.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay, let's pull Lee out of Wikipedia for
Oh
a
my
bit.
God. Yep.
Good
get
luck.
out
What
of
is the
there.
last
Whoa.
game on your list there, Mr. Lee?
Grounded.
Yes.
Yes. So, thankfully, Diabolic Jester's played quite a lot of this game. And we
you
talked
can
about it
just-
this week.
You just piggyback on him.
Yes. Well, he said jump in and have a look at the world and see what's happened. Because obviously we played this game when it came out, beta, wasn't it? It was like the first day almost of it coming out. We played it.
Yep.
There was no spiders and the birds. There wasn't much building going on. The story was getting to. I think you got to. Where did you get to? You found like you go past a spider and then down a hill into this like kind of computer area,
Yeah.
and it stopped.
And that's where it ended.
There was no more.
They didn't
to
know
after
what to
that.
do from there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they'd kind of not gone that far with the story. So it was really cool to jump back in again. And it's cute. So you jump in, and it's like you choose your character the same way, and it's nice and easy jumping in there. It's an interesting system, so it's a peer-to-peer system, which means I'm actually jumping into his computer, basically, or his Xbox to play on.
Oh, okay.
So it's hosted on his Xbox. So that means they don't have to have servers. They just do the connection, so you're on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting.
So
Go on.
does that mean that you can only play in his world when he's online? When he's in?
No.
Oh.
It means, I don't know actually how that works, but I didn't really look into it, but it's supposedly once you're in there once, you have access to it, because it's a cloud save.
Oh, okay.
But only 4 people can be in at a time?
Correct, yes.
Ah, that's so interesting.
So I read someone said that like 50 odd people were in this game.
Yeah, I read.
Yeah, so they just obviously jump in at different times and do different things, and it's all static, so it sticks around. Persistent is the word. It was really cool. So you jump in, you get out, the little box you're in. Remember, you're in a box at the beginning, so you literally start in there again. I was like, oh, that's cool, because he said to me, when you spawn in, you'll be miles away from me. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I spawned in, and I'll like, oh yeah, that's right. The controls were good. Like it's a good looking game, and the controls kind of feel right as well. Like it's a nice game. You walk around the corner, and I found this house. I was like, this is really cool. And it was literally like an old, the grass walls, and there's a door. And I was like, he said, this is our first house we built. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
that's cute.
yeah. And they'd put markers around the whole place as well. So they would like, there's spiders here, and there's this is one of the towers, and there was all these markers over the screen, and I could see Dial-What Jester was like 325 centimeters away. I was like, aha. He said, come to me. I was like, sweet. Running through the grass, and I picked up a rock. I thought I better pick. I was like, right, picking up things, because I just
need a
always
weapon.
remember. Yeah, exactly. I remember going through and picking up things when we first started playing. You pick up all the little bits of grass, and had a stone. All right, I've got a rock now. I'm fine. Okay. So, yeah, and then I walked through, and then I kind of went over a brow, and then I saw this massive place they'd built. Like it's insane how big this place is. You need to jump in. It's incredible. And it's not. It's like
Cool.
I don't know, 5-6 levels high, like climbing up.
Fantastic.
So walk around the corner, and there's this massive area there. He says it's not quite finished yet. We're still playing with it. He said, jump on the paddle the leaves, or kind of come through the door if you want to. I was like, oh, yeah, jumping through. Walked in. They had bedrooms each, because you have to do like a Minecraft
You have to have a bed.
what do you call it? When you die, you go back to place. Yeah, respawn spot. He had like stands with like different armor on. He's like, here you go. He said, go into that chest, pick up a weapon. Like, got a weapon. And then there's armor there. Put this armor on. I did. Pinged an achievement. Sweet. He said, right, now put this armor on. Did that. Pinged another achievement. I was like, yeah, this is excellent. I like this. So I had my armor. I had my axe. And he's like, right, come with me. So we went up the stairs, went around and around and around to the top of the stairs. And he had a zip line there. He said, jump on the zip line, and we'll go to this next area. And we'll get an achievement for going on the zip line. I was like, sweet. And it says the zip line goes on for ages. And it was just kind of really slow as well, because it was on a weird angle.
Oh, yeah.
And you're kind of looking down as all the stuff happening. You can hear the flowers and the bees and the random noises all the animals make and stuff like that. It's really cool.
You can hear the flowers.
That's
You
amazing.
can hear, but what's the thing is left. Everything's in your head. It's left and right. So you literally hear stuff off to your left, and it might be like a thing moving, like a flower moving. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all very kind of, and you can walk around your head. I had a spider behind me at one point. Or it was an ant or something behind me at one point. I was like, what the hell? And there's a big freaking ant thing coming to get us when we're in a tunnel.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all very kind of around you. It's very spatial, so it's quite
cool.
cool. And then we're building a mushroom brick. They were a mushroom brick tower thing. And it looks like stone. And what you have to do, you have to go and get the mushrooms, and then you put them in an oven to bake them. It makes them into bricks. You pick up 20 bricks, and then you take them over to the side and you build a wall. And you remember it was all blue when it wasn't built, so you can kind of do plans.
Yeah.
So we got so far up there, and he said, be careful, because a lot of this blue stuff isn't here, because it's just plans. If you walk through, you'll die. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not there. It's just it's a plan. So when you walk up to it, you can kind of, yeah.
Okay, yep.
But you don't really know, because I kind of vaguely remembered that, but it was like good that he told me, because some of the walls are just missing. And then you go some places there's no floor in certain places. He said, just be careful when you're walking around. There's an achievement for building on mushroom bricks, so I got that, which was good. So I got some bricks. Cool. But they have all sorts of stuff for building, kind of like they have water supplies, and they have like big tanks full of water in case the dew doesn't work or something. Like there's all these things they've kind of set up. It's absolutely incredible what they've done. We fought a what's that spider called? Wolf spider, I think it's called. Had to fight one of those guys. One.
But yeah, the ones from Jester's screenshot.
Yeah, the big guys. Yeah. They've got their actual houses next to it as well. So you just literally walk outside, walk over like a branch, and then walk up the road, and it's these big spiders. There's an achievement for killing them, you see, so it's worth going up there just to fight. I did save his ass one time as well when he died. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes, it was quite funny, because it was something the spider said, just because. So we were trying to get from one place to another, and you can't go on the sand. The sand will kill you in the sun because of the heat, unless you're wearing certain armor. Yeah, unless you're wearing certain armor.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, so he was wearing it, so he could kind of walk around it. And he's like, right, so he was going, right, if you run to here, stand in this behind this leaf, you'll be in the shade, and then wait for the hotness thing to go away. And then there's a spider appeared. He's like, oh, this shouldn't have happened, this is bad. And he's like, so he just hide. He said, don't go near the spider because it will probably get you. And then he was fighting it, and it killed him. And then I said, well, I'm going to come out, and I resurrected him. And he said, just be careful, because if it hits me, I'm going to kill me. And I managed to resurrect him, and then I hid again. And then
good on you.
Yeah, I was like, yes, saved you. See?
It sounds like me in Overwatch.
Oh, I'm resurrecting people.
I come
yes,
out,
that's right.
Resurrect, hide
and
again.
Hide. Yeah. So and he's done a lot of the missions. They think they've got one mission to do. So he took me around all the underground stuff, and there's a whole bunch of when you kind of did the first bit, which is just took you downstairs, and it was like this room with computers and stuff. There's a whole world of stuff underneath. They have to run around in. It's all kind of opens up. They said in here we had to fight this infected ladybug or something.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Yeah. So when this explosion happened, when this thing went wrong, you got shrunk. There was an explosion which infected some stuff, and that's how kind of the story is. So you're going around trying to work out information for uninfecting you. I guess I don't know what the actual end game is, but
yeah. So there is a story.
Yeah. And I think there's actually an achievement. I checked the achievements yesterday, and there's one for being back to full size again.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder what happens after that.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah,
because,
I wonder. Yeah, and there's also an achievement for doing 100% of the game and being full size. I was like, oh, okay, so that's
at the same time.
Yes. So I don't know what the rest of how they measure percentages of completion and stuff, unless it's building everything or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have to do all those achievements while being big, or you just do them and then be big?
Exactly. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I was just flicking through yesterday and went, 100% of the game. Because you get I don't know if you remember, but it gives you little hints of like now build an ant shield or something.
Yeah.
So it could be as simple as that. It could be like going through every single, get every single ant, every single spider, build weapons, build all the goo, get bow and kill things with bows and arrows. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. It's an awesome game. Like it's really well done. Nice shorts, Carl.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I love the building idea.
It's so nice, and there's even a nice mode as well, where you can build stuff without dying. You can just go in there and build stuff. Creative mode, yeah.
Creative mode.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's cool. It's really cool, and they've got like the amount of work they put in is insane. I think he worked out over 100 hours into that game or something.
Jeez. And he's playing with like 50 people, eh?
There's lots of people dropping in and out. Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
So they've just kind of got the save traveling between different Xboxes.
It's cloud saved.
I thought it was like the save jumps between the last person who logged on.
Oh, is that how it works? Is it? Okay. I have no idea.
That's how I thought, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I did try and jump into my old game, but he said that it resets your games when it get to one. When they went to one, they reset everyone's games, so all the saves disappeared.
Yeah. Yep.
See you, Kinsman. It's worth going in, Simone. I definitely think you should go in there and have a nosy around.
Yeah, I will.
You might end up losing yourself and then going, oh, this is really cool. And then, because I was like, I really wanted to start the game again, just to have a look at it and see how the start is different to how it used to be.
I know it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really polished. Like, they've done a really nice job on all the building and stuff like that. It does work really well.
Fantastic.
The peer-to-peer bit did break once, and he says it desyncs sometimes. Because I stood next to the door, and I couldn't open the door. He said, it's because you're not actually stood next to the door, you're desynced out. And the next minute I was down the bottom of the hill. I was like, okay, so that's what's happening. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. But it only happened once. Like, other than that, it was fine. It was just that one time.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. It's cool. It's fun. They've done a really good job. Like, it's really well polished, really, really well put together. Looks great. Things to do.
And
so much
fun
stuff
to
to
play,
do. And fun to play, yeah.
Yeah, you could just spend the rest of your life in there, essentially, like Minecraft, eh?
Yeah. I was just saying there's 100% and go for back to full size achievement as well, so I don't know what 100% means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It could be a lot of time.
Could be indeed.
So we just start a world and
Yeah,
build.
we should
And
jump
do
in and
stuff.
have a look.
Yeah.
See what it's like.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun. Well,
Very
That's
neat.
it.
yeah. I've just got the one more game on my list, and then I'm done. So I jumped back into Cyberpunk after the 1.61 update, where they
yeah.
talked about all the improvements that they've done to it, all the little fixes and all the additions. And the main thing I want to talk about Cyberpunk is they've changed the graphics slightly. So when you're looking at someone's face, it seems to kind of blur the background.
Pretty.
So it's
What do they
it's
call that on the
interesting.
iPhone? That portrait
Yeah,
mode.
it's
The portrait
yeah,
mode,
like-
everybody.
portrait mode, yeah. So it's quite interesting because you can go to any random NPC in the street that I found, and it might be a bug or that is affecting everyone, and it's only supposed to affect certain people, or it might be the new artistic direction that they're going in. But if you go to anyone in the game and you focus on their face, like their face can be anywhere on the screen. It doesn't have to be in the center, but it will just very slightly blur the background and bring that character into focus.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'll say, is it good?
It's interesting because when you look at someone, when you're talking to someone, you're looking at their face. You don't really notice the background, but our eyes don't blur the background. The background stays as sharp. We just don't see it. So I suppose this is, in a way, the game's way of saying focusing on the face. Like, remember how Oblivion did it, where someone would talk to you and you'd zoom in on their face and the rest of the background would be blurred. But it would kind of, no matter what happened, their face would be inserted into the center of the screen. So this is an interesting way of doing it.
Trying to think
Interesting.
how it does it in Witcher and places like that. What other games they do it in?
Yeah. Because, I mean, during cutscenes or during the game cutscenes where you're going through and chatting to someone, you'd expect them to then have the blur background and the face in focus because there's talking happening and things are going on. But it happens with every person, NPCs and all the rest. So you go up to just a random person and you can press X to talk, and they just normally give you a one-line throwaway. But you just walk up to them, and as soon as you stop and look at them, the background, I've noticed, just slightly blurs.
Oh, so you don't even have to talk to them for it to
No,
happen.
you just kind of focus on their face. And I don't know how the game knows that you've stopped to look at their face, and you're not just walking through a crowd. Because you can imagine if the game was like, if it detects a face, it does it. And you're
Yeah.
walking through a crowd, and suddenly this person's clear, the next person's clear, and just like you slowly just walking through.
When you're doing it, do you stop on the camera for a second? Like, do you think it's like it might just say you've stopped for a second or like a millisecond or so for it to pick up?
Yeah, you've stopped your movement.
You stopped
and I
moving,
think that
so
might
maybe
be
that's it. Yeah.
Because you stop moving and you look at someone, and as long as there's like their face, and it must be within a certain distance of your character, and then you've kind of focused in on them. So I noticed it because I was completing the river story with the cop. And he
yeah.
pulls you up onto his water tower, and he
That's
confesses
right.
that he quite likes you.
Yeah.
And then your options are like, oh, I like you too. Or I'm like, well, we're just friends.
Oof, what'd you say?
I said, we're just friends.
Aw.
Just playing a
Is
girl,
he
aren't you?
nice?
You're playing a girl,
Just-
aren't you?
My heart belongs to Judy's too cool. River's lame.
Are you
Oh, wait,
playing
sorry,
a guy
River.
or you're playing a girl, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm playing a girl, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
River is a girl.
No, River's a guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a cop that you help out for a while.
With his family
then-
and everything? Or his kind of
Yeah.
adopted family, is it? It's not his family, is it?
Yeah.
I think it's his sister.
He
and
invites
have,
you around. It's his sister and her 2 kids.
have a
and
barbecue.
Then, and you cook and you help him cook and stir and drink some beer with
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
And
He gives you his
have a
He
gun.
chat.
sounds like a nice, stable guy,
He's a
Kyle.
really nice guy.
he's a nice guy as a friend,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
he just
he's a
laid
cop,
it on.
though. That's hot.
He laid it on too thick. He's got big muscles as well.
Did you give his nice
Sounds-
gun?
Yes, he gave me his cool gun. So I got a gun out of being friends with him.
Nice.
So yeah,
Friends with benefits, then.
yeah. I mean, friends that give
Brilliant.
you guns. It's always good. But yeah, just wanted to chat about that little change to see if anyone else has noticed it, or if anyone else, if people think it's a bug,
Yeah, well, Lee will have to jump back in, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll have a
Yeah.
look. Yeah, yeah.
and test it out, see how it goes.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I've noticed it's as smooth. It's no crashes, no issues. Looks great. I'm quite impressed with how they've rescued this game essentially.
Cool.
Yeah. So are you still not completed the missions, have you, though?
No, I've just completed River's story. I got that achievement.
Okay.
And it's quite interesting because you leave and you go off to the next mission. But if you hang around River and his family, they get him to do a bunch of chores, and you can just kind of hang around and watch him fix the generator and then go wash the dishes and then do this. And I go, if I wasn't around, would this still be happening in the game world? So like, can you leave and then I come back and he's stopped washing the dishes and now he's like fixing the car, like pouring oil?
Oh,
in
there
the
is
car or
time, though.
something?
It is all time, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Did you test it out?
No, I didn't. I just hung around because I was going through the house just seeing if there's anything I can steal or pick up.
Oh, yeah. Because,
And I got the achievement, you completed, and then I got the next thing, oh, you have to meet this person. So I was like, well, I could leave. And then his sister walked in the door and I was like, oh, can I talk to her? No. She goes off and she starts talking to River and they're having a full-on conversation. And I go, that's interesting.
Wow.
And then she's like, please come fix the generator. So I was like, can I come watch him? So I followed him and I watched him fix the generator for a bit. And then I was like, right, I'm bored. This poor guy.
Wow. Flip
So-
this game.
Yeah. So then I decided it was time to leave.
Yep.
Let him fix the generator in peace.
Are you watching him, giving advice?
Yeah, because I thought, if he's fixing the generator, I could maybe help. And maybe it unlocks a secret thing. But no, you just sit and you just watch him. And his sister carries on talking to him while he's fixing it.
Huh.
So, quite impressive, actually.
Yeah, fixing things and listening at the same time.
I know, multi-talented.
Multitasking.
No wonder no wonder he's not real. He's in a computer. So yeah, no, that's just what I wanted to mention about Cyberpunk. Still, really cool game.
Fantastic.
Is that everything?
I think that's it.
I think that's
I
it.
think that's all.
Okay, so don't feel put on the spot, but may I tell the listeners about our idea for an event next year?
Indeed, please do.
Okay. So next year, our plan is to combine our 2 Back to Your Backlog events into 1 month instead of 2 separate months. So Back to Your Backlog will mean anything you want it to be, either a game you've started or a game you have been meaning to start. Now, what we're going to do with that free month is we're going to be creating a new event where our patrons get to choose a game that we each play. So 3 different games, 1 for me, 1 for Kyle, 1 for Lee. And each of our... Kyle,
Do you know,
correct me.
It could be
I'm
the
wrong.
same game, though, couldn't it?
It could,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
fine. So all our patrons will pitch their game and pitch their game to each other as well, because we're only going to pick 1 game per person, unless they're short, I suppose. And pitch it to the other patrons, because they're going to have to vote and decide what game we play, and pitch it to us as well. And we'll decide. And then we're playing your picked game for the month.
So,
And
yeah.
it can be anything.
I say when you're pitching it, you can do it in audio if you want to send me a video or an audio or something like that. We can put it on the podcast as well and play it.
Yep.
Or you can write up your plea in the Discord and basically get people on your side and say, this is why I want Carl to play this game. And then we'll put it to a vote before the month gets there and get everyone to vote on it. And we'll see who's playing whose game.
That's right. And it doesn't have to be a game that we haven't played before. If someone wants me to carry on playing Stardew Valley, that's fine. Doesn't have to be a new game.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll put out more details on our Patreon page and in our Discord. So make sure you keep an eye on that. We'll be updating the website with that details. So yeah, patron's choice. We will play what you guys want us to play. But the thing is, you have to talk to the other patrons to get them on your side, because the other patrons are voting for your choice.
Yeah.
That's the tricky bit. Convincing people that you're right and they're wrong.
That's right. So yes, something to look forward to.
Indeed.
And the question will be pitched to all of our current patrons. So if you have a game that you really want us to play, join up for a month. That's fine. Tell us what you want us to play.
Make a good pitch.
That's right.
Maybe your game wins. So
$1 to get your voice heard.
I know.
It's cheaper than Twitter.
It is cheaper than Twitter.
Excellent. That could be a new tagline.
Patron, cheaper than Twitter.
So before we leave, did anyone manage to add anything to their backlog with the Black Friday sales, or not yet?
Yeah, boy.
Have you added
I did
anything?
buy Dying Light, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all bought Dying Light. The first one.
Yes, the one you said you were going to play.
Yeah, the $15 one.
I believe so. It's the what is it called? The definitive edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice. So we've all added Dying Light to our backlog, so we can all do a 4-play co-op through that at some point, which will be quite fun.
Who will be the fourth player?
Well, who knows? Who's ever going to jump in, I suppose.
Our favourite patron?
Actually, someone did buy it as well, didn't they? Didn't Oz buy it? Son?
I think Michael bought it as well.
Michael was it? Yeah. Someone sort of dropping a.
But a lot of people mentioned that they do have this game, they just haven't played it yet. So it's a good excuse.
It's a good excuse.
What else have we added to our backlogs?
I bought Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, you did.
I did.
How interesting! I nearly bought
tempting.
it. Okay.
That game has been on my backlog for a while. I had no intention of playing the first Dying Light game, but Kyle convinced me. Those are the two games I bought.
Nothing for me.
Mr. Lee?
I was going to buy. The only one we nearly bought was Watch Dogs Legions, from Gary's glowing recommendation of it.
Yeah, he did enjoy it.
But I decided I've got enough games which are really long to play already, so.
Yeah, you don't need another one.
And it'll be on sale again, is what I told myself anyway, so it'll be fine.
Yep, no, fair enough. It will indeed. So for me, apart from Dying Light, I got Resident Evil 2 Deluxe Edition. So that's the remake.
Ooh.
And nice scary game, scary. And the Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection. So this is
yes.
Wasteland 3, which is on Game Pass, but the Colorado Collection is all the DLC and extra bits added to it. And I've seen a few bits from Wasteland, and it looks similar to Gears Tactics. Like it's a tactics
XCOM game.
turn-based
It's an
RPG.
XCOM game,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing about Wasteland 3 is that it's made by In Exile, the game company. And in Wasteland 3, I saw a screenshot of one of the guys picked up effectively a Lancer from Gears of War.
Cool.
And the guy was like, it's a good idea in theory, but in practice it's just a hunk of junk. And so,
Fantastic.
just judging by In Exile's sense of humor on Twitter, if they pepper that kind of humor throughout this very serious game, it could be quite fun.
I remember when they released it, the interview was really good. If I played those sorts of games, I would probably get that game. That's what I thought to myself, if I could be bothered to play those sorts of games.
Well, it's only $17 for the whole collection, or all Wastelands are on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, yeah.
So, look forward to playing that at some point. Got to finish Gears Tactics first. So yeah, I'm so close to buying Prey, because the collector's edition is also like $15 with all the DLC, and then Red Dead 2.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 I'm quite tempted to. It's basically Scars for Life's problem. It's caused a problem.
Yeah, Scarred for Life has caused a problem. He's put in far too many fantastic screenshots and made us all want to play this game.
One of the reasons is I haven't actually finished Red Dead 1. And I feel like I should finish that. Yeah, I feel like I should finish that before I play Red Dead 2.
You should.
Carl's now going,
just because...
that's a good point. Maybe I should do the same.
Well, Kyle's played all of, 1 hour of the first game.
Yeah, I got the first achievement where you climb on your horse.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking is if I buy a game which is really long and I've only played a little bit of the first game, which is not as long, maybe I should finish the first one first to kind of...
No, I don't think so. Jump into the second one. It's
Oh,
pretty.
that'll be fine. Yes, I think it's pretty, yeah.
It's pretty. You'll love it. Controls will be terrible because it's a Rockstar game.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes no sense. You will continuously jump off your horse when you don't want to.
Yeah, just like Watch Dogs. Where you leap out the car trying to hack the traffic lights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So funny. Well, that's quite exciting. Don't forget that we have our Game Awards show coming up in about 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So
Get voting.
get voting. We have the link in our Discord to the form. We have a link on Patreon to the form. We have a link on Twitter to the form.
I was talking to Kingsman yesterday, and he was going through... He loves stats. We all love stats,
Yes.
really. But he was going through stats on TA. I've played 68 games this year.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was trying to think to myself, what's my game of the year? I was like, I like that game. Oh, I like that game as well. I'm like, oh, that's why I've got an issue. So I played 68 games. So,
Jeez.
yeah. So it's going to be an interesting trying to... I'm going to pull up those stats, actually. I think we should talk about it at the end of the year.
Talk about your stats.
Yeah, just my
Oh, no.
stats, yeah. Well, the podcast is basically about me anyway, so you might as well just continue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it was weird because we played the same amount of games or something. Or there's our stats are very close. I got 75,000 gamer score this year. Just under. He's got just over 75,000 gamer score this year. So we're very similar in our stats. But he's played way less games and actually completed games as well, which is quite novel. He's completed like 40 games this year, and I've completed 40 games overall since I've been playing.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, so I think it'd be interesting to go and get the stats and just do like a quick run through of a comparison of how we've been playing. Because it does definitely shows how we play, I think.
Definitely. Oh, that would be great fun.
It explains now why I turn up with 6 games and you turn up with 2 games. It makes complete sense because I played so many games per year.
So many.
So
all
many
the games.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's crazy. Good
You're
good
going to
OTA.
actually get through your backlog at some point.
Yeah, there's always going to...
You're going to have started every game in your backlog at some
That's
point.
right. Yeah, well, we've got at least one achievement in each one. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It gives me options, you see.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite impressive.
Yeah.
Now, before we head off, just a quick PSA, which is mainly to us. This time last year for Black Friday, we all signed up to True Achievements Pro.
Yes.
If we don't cancel our True Achievements membership, it's a $40 yearly fee,
Ah, wow.
which is something to just keep in mind. And if you want to take advantage of their Black Friday sale, which is 13% off or something, or
33.
30% off.
I've dropped it
33.
into our Discord actually just now. Literally at the
yes.
beginning of the podcast, I dropped it in. I was like, oh.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if you want to take advantage of that, it's only for new pro accounts, so you can't have
Yes.
had pro before.
There's actually there's two caveats there. Let me just pick it up because it's not just pro accounts. It's wait a second. I've not had Achievement Pro subscription since November 1st, 2022.
Yeah.
So basically that counts us out, doesn't it? Because we got ours this time last year.
Yeah. So just FYI, if you don't want to pay $40, make sure you cancel your True Achievements membership like now. So listening to this audio wise is probably not going to be very helpful, but it's mainly for us anyway.
Yeah, I
Thanks
don't
for
know.
letting me know.
I've actually really liked it though.
Well, I mean, you've been using it quite a bit. I don't really use True Achievements as much as everyone else.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Until you start showing me
Yeah.
the stats you get compared to the stats the freebie accounts get, then I'll be like, maybe that's worth paying for.
Actually, well, that's a good point, Kyle. I would suggest you cancel yours because the stats are the same.
It's just
Um,
ads, isn't it? And a few less bits and pieces for...
Yeah.
Adverts. There's a giveaway for pro accounts, which
That's
I've
true.
turned off
Oh,
because
no.
it's a pain.
I randomly go for that.
What I do use it for is being able to add more than 100 games to my to-do list.
I'll give you a rundown. So no adverts, super fast scanning. So that's good. Win a free game every day. Custom banner image. Ooh. Access to the Pro Forum. Export your game collection, achievements, unlock data. And no advertising on the True Achievements Xbox app. I didn't know there was a True Achievements Xbox app.
It's been around for a while. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I use the website on my phone. It's fine.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So yeah, with those fantastic announcements and that little bit of admin out the way, let's wrap it up and actually start playing games on this fine Saturday, or getting into the sun. I'm starting to get a bit sweaty here in this podcast recording room.
Oh, really?
It is quite warm. So it's time to go home and take off my shirt and then just be fantastic and fat on the couch.
Wow, such an
Fat and
image.
fantastic.
Thanks for that image.
Well, I mean, I have to just make sure it sinks into people's mind,
Oh, it has now. Yes.
the mental image. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for those that hung out in the Twitch and the YouTube. And if you're listening on audio, thanks for listening much later. Remember, the VODs do go up onto YouTube, so you can catch it there. Check out our website. Check out our Twitter. Check out our Patreon if you're interested in Patron's Choice happening next year. We're just going to decide what month it is. And yeah, be quite exciting to see what games you guys want us to play, I suppose.
Very exciting.
Yeah. I don't know what type of world of pain we're in for. With some of the people that we have there, they're very strange.
Oh, strange. Yeah, they have a room called
Yep.
the Strange Rooms. So yeah, there's a
Yeah,
reason.
so-
behind
Kyle, someone is going to tell you to play Dark Souls.
that.
No, now you've just given them an idea. Okay, then I think we have to have a little caveat of, if you suggest a game.
No.
That-
No.
No.
No, I want to hear Kyle out.
Well,
No,
this
I
is the
don't.
little
I think you
caveat,
should
right?
just accept that he's going to play Dark Souls.
If you suggest Dark Souls, you buy it for us.
Oh, that's definitely a thing, though. If you suggest a game that we haven't got, then there'll be a whip round.
Yeah,
Oh,
then I
well,
suppose-
guys, they're already paying us. We can use their money to buy the games.
Yeah, but if it's Dark Souls, then they pay for the privilege of being a patron, and then they pay for the privilege of the game.
Kyle, don't forget that if you expose your weaknesses to the fans, they will exploit them.
I know, but this way, I'm making
I
sure
will.
that it hurts twice. That hurts their
I will
wallet
help them
twice
exploit
to
them as
hurt
well.
me for the whole month.
I see.
But let's not give them that idea. Choose nice games, guys. Friendly games, fun games. Tell me to continue playing Cyberpunk or something fun. But yes,
You have no chance. Do you know that?
I know. But I blame you if this happens. Both of you, it's your fault. So, before I just hang up this call and leave in a huff, where can they find you, Simone?
I am JimBeanNZ on Xbox and Twitter.
And Lee?
I am Leod on Xbox and Twitter, and Leod25 on Twitch. And I'm trying to do some streaming with Hippo HQ. I'm doing a
Cool.
D&D podcast type, D&D stream basically.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to be cool because we have this online thing, and it's like a map, which what we see is a map. So I've decided I'm going to create like a really cool looking layout, which looks like it's the table with the map on, and then have us,
nice.
our characters around it, and just have us talking over the top of it. So we're trying to organise that.
Cool.
We did it once, and I didn't tell them we were streaming. Did I tell you this? Oh, because I was sat at my computer, and I was like, I could stream this. Should I tell them? No, I'm not going to tell them. I'm just going to stream it and just see. And I had Tony listening, going, "What is going on? I don't understand. You're more of a geek than I expected," is what she said, which was funny. But I think it makes really good viewing because you're basically telling a story.
Indeed.
The DM says you go into this room and then you try and work out what's happening. It's actually a story happening and stuff like that. So I think it makes really good streaming. If someone wants something in the background, like a story in the background, and they're playing a game, it would probably work out quite well. So
Like an audiobook or something.
like an
almost.
audiobook, yeah. But you've no idea what's
Yeah.
going on. It makes no sense.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so that's
Great.
what's going to happen, I think, with that. Yes.
And are you on Hive or Mastodon?
I'm on Mastodon, yes.
And Hive?
We have a Mastodon. I'm on Hive as well, but I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I'm on Hive either.
I did Hive once, Buzz once, whatever you want to call it.
and not follow me back.
Yeah, I had no idea. I got like 8 followers or something and didn't actually realise because it doesn't tell you anything on the app. It doesn't actually buzz you and tell you notifications.
Yeah.
It's
No,
perfect.
it's
But on
terrible.
Mastodon, we have a Mastodon. Go mastodon.thexboxcast.co.nz. Go in and join us.
Indeed.
My name is Lee at mastodon.xboxcast.co.nz.
Man. Gotta love those usernames.
I know, they're so cool,
Brilliant.
but it's fun.
And you can find me at Zarkris on Xbox and Twitter and Mastodon and Hive and insert social media here. That is my name. I've got it. It's unique. It's everywhere.
You're special.
I'm very special. So thank you guys for listening. We've been the XboxCast, and we will see you all on Xbox Live. Goodbye and good day.
Good afternoon. Just
Good lunchtime.
Oh, no, good lunchtime.
Windows doing it, but I wonder if it was a driver update.
Yeah, well, there is an option in there, I think, for the mic. Oh, actually, I'm looking at Windows 11, which is completely different, so I can't help you. Windows 11's just gone dumb. I'm pretty sure there's a input. I see how you unify, though. Volume mixer.
I'll show Kyle, and I'm sure he'll understand.
Yeah, there used to be a sensitivity option, but I don't know if we get about an automatic one, though. That's new. You sounded fine. We couldn't pick up any weird issues of it. You weren't going loud. Like sometimes when I go loud on mine, that doesn't happen with yours. I've discovered I've got to shut down Road though. If I put my my laptop to sleep and then bring it up again, I've got to shut Road down because it just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, gonna ready the raid.
Cool. Interesting. There's the software that's been recommended to me is called Riverside FM. I'll put it in Discord.
I've heard of that.
Recording stopped.
Brilliant.
See you, Chili.
See ya, everyone.
Riverside
Bye.
FM. Riverside FM. Yeah, I do know this. Yep. I think it's really expensive.
$15 a month for standard gives us unlimited recording and editing, separate tracks for 5 hours of recording per month. But I wonder if we can download that track.
Though, was it?
If we download and delete it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the problem. We do too much recording.
We're finished, Jess.
Ah, cool.
Have you moved us?
Just finished.